All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Yeah, here we go. No turning back now. Can't thank you enough for dialing into today's program. Welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. There's my life partner off to my left, Josh. Josh, you down or what?
I'm down.
All right.
I'm always down.
No.
Down with the clown, chillaxing. You know how I like to do. I like to kick it. I'm kicking it already this morning. I like Wednesdays, actually. It's my favorite day of the week around here for whatever reason.
Good for you.
I think, Ashley, you've agreed with me on the past, haven't you?
Yeah, Wednesdays are pretty nice.
What is it about Wednesdays where the show just seems to, I don't know, be a little better than the rest of the week?
We finally woken up from the weekend officially, maybe.
Maybe that's the case, but Nick and I were just talking about how tired this week has been.
Yeah, very sleepy week.
Well, now you've added some pressure to the situation.
Well, I said usually just to give us an out.
You did say usually, by
So we
God.
have
you
an
did.
out.
I just learned a new term. Being my closest bro, you should know this about me. I just learned a new term, and that term is gatekeeper. It says here, nobody likes a gatekeeper. Well, that's not necessarily true. We both liked an old coworker of ours that went on air under the name The Gatekeeper, which was hilarious if you knew the guy, that he went on air under the name The Gatekeeper. This was the scrawniest looking sumbitch you ever saw. He worked in this is years and years ago. He worked in the building on air on a different station we had going at the time, an alternative rock station. We played hacky sack in the parking lot with The Gatekeeper back in the day. But what was so hilarious about his situation, this dude hated hard rock and heavy metal.
Oh, yeah.
Hated it. But we needed an overnight on-air DJ for our hard rock station. He was available. He could use the money. So because he was such a clever guy, just to poke fun at the position he was in, an overnight gig at a hard rock station, he came up with the cheesy, heavy metal-sounding name of The Gatekeeper to use on air.
Did he come up with that?
That's what I remember.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember. Despite his arms being like buggy whips, big, thick glasses. Oh, did he have some thick Coke bottle glasses? Like I said, he was like this skateboarding, hacky sack, alternative rock guy. But when we needed that overnight hard rock DJ, he said, you know what? Piss on it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be the gatekeeper. But that's a totally different thing, that the term that I learned this morning.
He's a big boss at a different radio company. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's up to now.
Haven't-
I miss him, too.
I'm not surprised that he became a big boss, because that dude was very, very intelligent.
Yeah.
Very, not
Almost
that you,
too smart.
Yeah, not that you need to be. We got some big bosses around here, dumb as the day is long. Specifically Derek and James. But the gatekeeper, very smart guy. But that's not where I'm going with this. I learned a new term, the gatekeeper, or not the gatekeeper, just gatekeeper. And from what I understand, in this context, gatekeeper, a gatekeeper is, they believe their favorite hobby is so much better than what you might be involved in.
Yeah, if you're considered a gatekeeper nowadays, you're a dick face.
Yeah.
A dick face.
Yeah.
100%.
If somebody calls you a gatekeeper, it's not a good thing.
You have heard this before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, welcome to 2020, Nick.
It's an old term?
It's been around for a couple years, yeah.
Okay, it's new to me. So, a gatekeeper believes their favorite hobby is so much better than what you might be involved in. Your hobbies are stupid. Theirs are far superior. Have any of you been called a gatekeeper?
No.
No.
Never been called it, but I've experienced it. It's also another example is when, say, somebody wants to get into something, they don't know much about it, and they ask, for advice, like, "Oh, hey, I really like this." Like I'm talking about soccer, for example, and say somebody wants to get into soccer, and people will be like, "Oh, you don't even know that? Oh, no, you don't know what the Champions League is? Get out of here!" And they make you feel stupid for attempting to learn the basics of something.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, there are people that think their hobbies are the only hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero hobbies, so I love learning about others, like vicariously, like Dana, or people that are really passionate about stuff, especially if it's a little offbeat, and I'd say you've got a couple of those.
I do.
I don't know why, but that's always kind of fascinated me. I dig that.
So, okay. I saw this on a few different websites. That's why I assumed it to be new. No surprise that I'm 5, 6, 7 years behind.
It's definitely old.
It is old.
Yeah.
You'd even call it old.
Well, old in social media terms, meaning probably a few years.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a gatekeeper.
A good example I can think of is when somebody posts a picture of a dinner that they made.
Oh.
And then you're like, "Oh, what's the recipe?" And they're like, "I'm not going to tell you." What's wrong with you? Why are you talking about it if you're not going to share the details?
I'll slap him right in the mouth, Ashley. I will. I'll crack him right across the mouth for you.
I want to know how to make that delicious ramen.
Nobody likes a gatekeeper, especially when the thing they are gatekeeping is supposed to be fun and enjoyable, is another part of the statement that I read. So, a couple of these websites compiled a batch, a list, a report of hobbies that, despite what some people think, do not make you better than everyone else. Okay? Don't be these people, is how they stated. Meditation doesn't make you any better than anybody else, but if you are a meditation gatekeeper, you present it that way.
Tried it once on the advice of one of our bosses, and I couldn't do it. And I know I gave up too early. I've heard people say, "Well, yeah, you got to practice it. You can't just do it."
It's really hard.
I tried it one time, and I thought,
What did you do? What did it involve?
it was an app. And basically, I just listened to this lady talk about stuff and tried to clear my mind. But all I could think about is, I wonder what microphone she's using.
Oh, man.
I wonder how long she's been doing this.
You just can't turn that brain of yours off, Josh, can you?
I gave it a shot. I tried for like half an hour, and I just thought, maybe I'm too dumb to get this.
Were
I've
you-
had the same experience, Josh.
You tried as
you
well?
You tried?
Yeah, or when I used to go to like actual yoga classes, they would have a part where, they're like, clear your mind, like pay attention to your breathing and stuff like that. And I would be thinking about like what I'm supposed to do the next day.
Yeah. Were you lying in the dark, Josh? Were you sitting cross-legged on a?
I was laying down.
Lying down.
Yeah, in bed.
That's how you're supposed to get in a relaxed position.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So meditation. There are people out there who are gatekeepers or gatekeep meditation, and they make it sound like, you know what, you mere mortals wouldn't even understand. Matter of fact, it says here, you wouldn't believe how narcissistic people get when they first start a spiritual practice. I don't know those people, but
Yeah,
I can believe it.
I've heard that from folks that say they were just kind of shamed that they couldn't figure it out.
So you gave it a shot.
Yeah, I tried it. I definitely did. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say I tried it one time. Maybe I didn't give it the go I should have.
Were you in the nude?
No,
You're
I'm never in the nude.
You're never in the nude. Bicycling.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
specifically like those guys with the tight outfits that race down around your neighborhood. I think that's what they mean.
Like they're in the Tour de France?
Yeah, maybe. I guess I don't know any arrogant bicyclists. I know folks that are really into it, but I mean, I said, oh yeah, because I know that people are into it, are really into it. Got a couple friends that, they're doing it all the time. Doesn't matter the weather. They'll just change out the type of tires.
You got a couple friends who put on the tight suit and they race around the neighborhood?
I've never seen them go. They're more mountain bikers.
Oh, mountain
so
bike.
I don't think that they're doing the suit thing. But I actually was wondering, when I got my bike and I thought I'd use it. I've got 2.8 miles on it still. That was the distance from the bike store to my home. I was wondering, am I supposed to get one of those outfits?
No.
Do you look
no,
like
no,
a
no,
dork if you're riding one without it?
But you have a mountain bike.
Yeah, it's a mountain bike. But
Yeah,
I wasn't going to, it's like a kind of a cheap one, so I don't know if I could actually do any mountain biking on it.
You'd probably look like a dork if you were in, jeans.
Or heavy, baggy basketball shorts or something.
Yeah, I think maybe some, joggers
you guys have
and a hoodie.
You've
would be
described, I'm sorry, you said joggers and a hoodie?
Yeah, that'd be good enough.
Oh, I don't know if I could wear joggers. I don't think I could pull that off.
I'm not sure what a jogger is.
I think you could.
I thought only the Tour de French type cyclists wore the tight outfits, but you're saying mountain bikers wear the tight outfits too?
I don't know.
Oh,
Do they?
okay. I don't know that crowd.
Edina Cop Jesus says he regularly practices meditation, but he always finds himself with a heart-on at the end, and he's not sure what that's about. I don't think, no, we're saying meditation.
Oh.
Yeah. Not what you're
Photography.
talking about.
Photography is a hobby that certain people, when they get into photography, they act like it's much, much more important than anything that you've got going on.
Do you guys have any of maybe it's more of a trend with people my age, any of those friends who are into photography and they're not very good at it? I understand they're starting off,
No.
but they'll
Yes.
post somebody's senior pictures that they took for them to get their portfolio started, and I'm like, that poor person, they should get those redone.
My answer is yes to your question. I have two friends who are into photography. One of them is into wildlife photography, and it's really impressive what they come up with. They really could, if they wanted to, I think, make some real money.
Cool.
This is the buddy of mine I've told you that it's 8 below, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and the guy will dress himself in a full ghillie suit and lay in a pond nearly frozen to death for 4 hours so he can get a shot of a baby fox coming out of a hut or something.
That's
right?
awesome.
That's
National Geographic type stuff.
It's crazy. I could show you some stuff that he really has dedicated himself, and it looks great. What he turns out looks great. But like you were saying, I have another friend who's into photography, and they'll say, look at this picture I took of a field the other day. And you'll say, yeah.
Could have done that on my phone.
Someone tripping on the sidewalk and accidentally thumbing their cell phone could have taken the same picture. You know what I mean?
One of our co-workers, Cato from the Pit, he does photography on the side. He's incredible.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He sells stuff. He is a pro, without a doubt. Have you seen some of his stuff, Nick,
Yeah.
that he sells?
No, I've
Oh,
never.
You have
it's
actually
really great. Yeah.
I mean, he travels. I don't even know how far he travels. Certainly regionally, he goes out of state and sells a lot of his stuff because he is such a talent.
Yeah, he's one of those people that travels to take a good picture of an eclipse that's happening.
Yeah,
It's really sweet.
And he goes to just all these. I don't know if you call them conventions. Maybe not. Maybe convention is the wrong word.
Art
but,
shows.
Yeah, art shows. Thank you. You'll go to those and sell his.
Do I know the guy?
Cato from the Pit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ran the board for us before. He's filled in when Dana was on.
you probably just don't know his
I was just saying a name
radio
that people
name.
would recognize. Kursky.
Oh, for Christ. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Jesus, yeah, he's excellent.
Yeah, he's really
excellent.
Really
Yeah, that dude is. Didn't we say a minute ago about someone who's too smart? You know, like
to be in this building.
to be in this building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kursky's too smart to be in this friggin' building. And his wife can drink beer.
Oh, can't she?
Oh, I didn't
Oh.
know that about her. Good for her.
We used to. We went to a couple parties with he and his wife. She could go through the beer. She's a riot.
Didn't you go to high school with him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Was
went
he
to,
in your class?
No, year or two younger than me.
Okay.
Josh, help me with this as we're talking about gatekeeping. Snobby type folks. they get themselves a brand new hobby and then look down on everyone else because they're involved in meditation or photography we've covered so far. The rest of
Something you said. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The rest of you are just a bunch of donkeys.
Something you said is a very good point. They just got into.
Yeah.
And it seems like it is the folks that are brand new to something that are very cocky and arrogant about it.
Yeah.
Or if you say something incorrect because you're not familiar with it, you get destroyed like you're a moron. Kind of like what you were saying earlier, Dana. There's just certain things where if you say the wrong term, you just get destroyed.
Ashley, I'm sure you're familiar with this one, too. You wear a Twins jersey and you get as a female, oh, you're a Twins fan? Name the entire 2002 AL Central lineup then.
Oh, I get that so much for all sports.
My daughter gets that if she wears like a classic band T-shirt. So just to spite some of those people, she's learned the entire, like Led Zeppelin. She knew one or two songs and wore the shirt. She started getting that crap, so she's learned everything about any band T-shirt just to spite those folks.
One time I was wearing a Gopher hockey jersey, and somebody at the bar started asking me questions about it, and I went into the bathroom and looked it all up because he was being such a D-bag about it.
That's hilarious.
It's like, I just like hockey, dude. That's it.
Steelers fan Jesus said, you see it with bands. Oh, you don't know the name of the bass guitarist's newborn baby and what the weight was at birth? And you call yourself a fan.
Another text message has come in saying people who make sourdough bread should be on the. There are people who make.
Oh yeah, that's really a thing. That's funny. I was at the Halloween party I was at on Friday. The people were going in to make sourdough bread with like some yeast that's passed around. I can't remember. There's like a term for it.
But there's a store down the road that'll sell you a loaf of sour.
For whatever
and it's delicious, yeah.
Whatever it is, sourdough that's one of those breads where if somebody's making it, it's usually sourdough. I don't know if it's an easier thing or it's like a community yeast. It's like at a St. Cloud sorority or something.
Were they being snobby about it?
No, not at all. But I mean, they were very like. You know how, like, people who are into coffee or wines are knowledgeable and they'll kind of share things about it?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
It was a little bit like that. Not snobby, but like, well, you understand this culture's this, that, and this.
I don't understand people who make their own food. There's a store right down there. CrossFit lands on this report of, there are people who like to be snobby about their CrossFit.
Yeah.
Disc golf, it says here, calm down, bro. You're throwing a frisbee in the woods. It can't be that serious. Reading. The article says, the author of the article here on gatekeeping certain hobbies and being a bitch about it, reading is involved. It says here, I love it and it brings me tremendous joy as well as knowledge. But people can be entirely too snobby about reading.
Yeah, about what kind of books you read and whether or not people consider like reading on a tablet actual reading. You're reading. Sorry that I didn't buy the actual physical book.
Yeah, you're right. There is like subsets within readers. And I do like to read, but I always get kind of embarrassed saying it because I think, when you say, oh, I read that or whatever, people look at you like, oh, did you now, you douchebag? I get that, I get nervous kind of talking about it. But I do want to share like some books with folks that I think are, good. Even if you're not into reading, you'd enjoy. But yeah, I always feel like a douchebag. I'll throw pickleball on that list.
It makes the list.
There's a couple people who work in a place that has pickleball, and they say some of those folks are so catty, it's like the worst high school experience, and it's a lot of times older people.
Gross.
Well, of course it's because it's mostly older people who are playing, right?
Well, I've been to some of those tournaments, or like when I used to go a lot more with Dr. P, it was kind of all over the place.
Well, Dr. P, we had to tell him to shut up about pickleball.
He had like thousands of dollars into pickleball just in the gear, and not to mention, going to play and how much that cost. But
it was the first thing he brought up every time we saw him until we said, dude, shut up.
It got a little weird.
He's not into it as much anymore.
Well, good. Most folks, they burn themselves out.
It's going to die out soon.
Most folks burn themselves out. Okay, you touched on music. Music is a hobby that people can take too far and be rude and judgmental about it. And the example they use here, it says music. If you don't like the niche bands that they like, well, then you don't know anything about music. You know, a friend of mine once said this out loud as a grown man, and it wasn't that long ago. We're at the bar, and I do love to talk about, as you know, if you listen to this program, I love to talk about my favorite groups and live shows that I've been to and records that I love. And I also enjoy talking about bands that I hate. I love to trash the living hell out of bands that I hate. I'm certainly a gatekeeper when it comes to music. Maybe I'm a gatekeeper overall, but
There's
anyway.
a few things you're a gatekeeper for.
Oh, yeah, I'll admit it. So this friend of mine, grown man, he gets done saying something about some band that he enjoys. There's a pause in the conversation, and he says this out loud. He goes, "Yeah, I think it's fair to say that I know a lot about music." And we all said, "Okay, Casey Kasem." Who says that about themselves? Yeah, I think it's fair to say that I know a lot about music.
We were talking to...
You should have someone else say that about you. You know what
True,
I'm saying?
yeah, a lot
Right.
of that kind of thing.
Right.
We were talking about our old coworker and buddy, the gatekeeper, or was his nickname, and his best friend was Pillow Fight,
Right.
who does know a lot about music. Probably the most knowledgeable person about music I've ever met.
Well, bad music.
Well, a lot of music.
Yeah. A lot of it's
He
bad.
enjoys the good stuff, but he knows, or excuse me, the bad stuff, but he knows stuff about everything. We've told the story before, but he was shamed at a record store for something he was buying.
Yeah.
Where the person at the counter made fun of him for buying it.
Yeah.
And he didn't take too kindly to it.
And he turns around and does the same thing to other people.
Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely
But,
does. He's
yeah.
a bit snobby.
The story was he went to a record store, right? Tell me if I'm wrong, Josh. He went to a record store, put a CD down, and he said that the cashier at the record store said, "Huh, still listening to this stuff, huh?"
Yep.
And apparently Pillow Fight said back to the cashier, "Still a cashier, huh?"
Back to back to sourdough from But You Didn't Mean Not to, Jesus. I was saying, there's like I couldn't remember exactly the term with the yeast or whatever. People are saying it's called a starter.
Yeah.
For it. Okay, so
Oh,
that's right. That's
That
what they
became
told me.
huge during the pandemic. Everybody was getting their sourdough starter kits.
Okay, so that's where it started?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's saying, so if you have the starter, right, passed from person to person, it gives you bread street cred.
Dude.
This just takes too much time.
There was I think it was called Amish bread that was like that. My family, meaning like my aunts and uncles, were really into it, and they'd pass around the starter for that. That stuff was grubbing.
I'm very pleased to see that sleep Nazis are picked on in this story about hobbies that you can become very rude about, snobby. And they call it being a gatekeeper. I'm just learning that this morning, that they call it being a gatekeeper. I mean, sleeping isn't a hobby, but I'm just pleased to see that it says here, getting up early for no effing reason. I can't stand these self-righteous F-wads who act like everyone else is lazy for not waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I love to pick on the sleep Nazis because I know a few of them, and they've been pissing me off since I was a kid. DJing.
That's a talent.
It says-
Especially the ones that beat mix and stuff like that.
I guess I'd
It's
have
impressive.
to. I'd have to see it to fully understand it. But someone who got involved in this article said, I find myself avoiding a lot of the DJ communities because of the frequent elitism and general negativity from so many different places. I know zero about the DJing community, but
Smoking meats and clapping cheeks, Jesus brings up coffee and whiskey snobs. I
Yeah.
wouldn't call my brother a whiskey snob, but we had a birthday party over the weekend, and he ordered whiskey, and when he was talking to the server about it, I was very confused and had to ask him if he took a class, basically. They're discussing all these things about whiskey, and I would totally, like, sometimes maybe you can pick up via context what someone's talking about. I mean, it went from, like, brand names to how it was aged. I don't know, it's very confusing. And I guess, isn't our boss really into whiskey?
I don't know.
He's into, it was something like that.
People who use psychedelics and act like it makes them exist on a higher plane than other people. And one individual here says, I've never heard one of these people actually say something insightful at all. Wine, we covered that, okay. Alcohol, snobs. Gamers.
Yeah.
And
Is that a console thing?
Yeah, it's a console thing between Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox and Microsoft.
Oh, and then throw in PC.
Oh, and the PC. Oh,
Yeah.
they're on a whole different
Oh,
level.
yeah, no.
They're so superior to everybody.
Uh-huh. You don't really know how to game unless you game on a PC.
Oh, you play
shove
Mario?
it. You spent $3,000 to play the same game I'm playing.
here's the statement made in the article on gamers. I'm thinking of hardcore video gamers who dismiss anyone who plays on their phone or tablets as not real gamers, or anyone who uses the lower difficulty settings on hard games. They're called casuals.
Oh, dude, I'm going easy mode all day.
Yep. I'm playing to relax. I'm not trying to set a high score here or get a world record.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this before. I've always enjoyed a good porno movie. Who's with me?
I'll agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed a good porno movie. And I've always had a certain amount of respect for those who star in them, create them. Good for you. I've been a fan since I was a kid, right?
I'm sure there's talent involved.
Oh, of course
I mean,
there's-
I'm not joking. I'm sure
Yeah.
there is.
Oh, yeah.
Between just the average person and then the ones that are superstars.
I mean, it's not the most important thing in the world to me, but I've been a porno fan since I was a kid. Until I watched a documentary where a bunch of these porn stars were interviewed about their career, and they referred to people who aren't in the business, who just don't understand. From the get-go, they had this higher image of themselves. And I was watching this documentary saying, oh, no, they're going to ruin it, aren't they? And they did. They had this friggin' attitude about them, about how we mere mortals, we wouldn't even begin to understand their careers, their occupation. And they went as far as to refer to us as, over and over again in this documentary, they referred to us as civilians.
And it wasn't sarcastic?
No!
That makes me think of, I recently watched an old Family Guy episode, and Chris Griffin is showing off his porno collection. And Stewie the baby's like, wow, this is all very well organized. He goes, well, people in the community like things to be labeled correctly. And then he kept referring to it as people in the community. And Stewie finally goes, it's very unsettling the way you say that. People in the community.
I love this. I've never heard this before, Dana. Have you? Runs from Ice Jesus said that tryhards in the gaming community are called sweats.
I haven't heard that, but I like it.
What are you, some kind of a sweat or something? Crypto makes the report of, hobbies that can turn you into a douche. You look down on everyone crypto. I still don't understand one word about what crypto is. Yoga. People who do cold plunges. It's a bath with cold water. It's not going to make you a professional athlete.
Boy,
the article says.
I hate those.
I don't hear about that as much anymore, but very, very popular for a bit, and maybe it still is. I mean, there was a place, I think in Minneapolis, that's all they have, cold plunges. And, it's a waiting list to get in. I don't think I could do it.
I'll keep waiting on that one then.
It's just a series of trends and gimmicks that come and go. A year from now, cold plunging will be the most out-of-style, cringe thing in the world. You know how it works.
Or we'll find out that it was actually really bad for you.
Right, that's what it'll be.
Yep.
I've done a couple of those polar plunges, and my penis still hasn't recovered. Oh, by the way, there was a hierarchy of polar plungers. When I was there, some people
I'm
chose there's ladders.
Oh.
So some people kind of crawl or took the ladder down and then back up, and then some of the folks that do it every year were kind of making fun of those people
Instead of just
just
jumping.
diving right in.
Right,
Yeah.
of course. Everyone's always got to have this thing going, So there you go. Well, we better get going again. We don't want the civilians upset with us for any reason, do we?
People in the community don't like that.
Yeah. They wouldn't understand. So here we go, Wednesday broadcast. Randy Shaver will be with us at 7:30, and we're just getting started. We appreciate you checking in. When we come back, we'll dive into the stupid news here on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, it's an old-school rivalry as the Las Vegas Raiders collide with the Denver Broncos. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Raiders and the Broncos, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, a little earlier this morning, we were talking about folks who gatekeep a hobby. You call them gatekeepers. And if you're not familiar, they look down on you if you're not enlightened enough to also be involved in this wonderful activity that they are. You call them a gatekeeper. Listeners have been texting in different little hobbies that folks can take a little too far and be rude about it, judge you if you're not also dialed into that hobby. There are some others that were sent in to our Luther Bloomington Kia text line. 651-989-9393. Here's what our listeners said. Cigar smokers. Meat smokers.
As long as they let me eat some of the meat, they can be as snobby as they want. I don't care. They're good at what they do.
As long as I don't have to be there for the 9-hour process.
Yeah, I always feel guilty because I'm a fast eater, and then friends will tell you everything. They start the day before. They got up at 2 that morning. They just keep going, and then I'm like, I ate it in 30 seconds, but it was awesome.
I started the row days ago. And
it's hilarious. My husband sells meat, as you guys know, and so people assume because of him being in that profession that he knows everything there is to know about cooking meat. And so people will sit there and show him photos of the meat the rubs they use, and he's like, yeah, that's crazy, man.
People assume that too about our job sometimes. I don't know if you guys get this, but they assume because I work at a radio station, I know every indie band that's ever existed. Oh, have you listened to the new Cowboner album? Haven't caught that one yet. Sorry.
Yep, I get it about once a week. Mm-hmm. Not a cowboner. I get that. Well, you've heard of this new artist, right? I haven't heard of a new artist since I was a senior in high school. I haven't dialed into a new artist since I was a senior in high school. It's actually a fair statement.
It is kind of funny how, Nick, you've mentioned before, a lot of times people will come to you with tech issues regarding audio equipment or something like that.
Right.
Or people at a party will be like, yeah, hook your phone up to the Bluetooth, kind of DJ the thing, play some tunes you like. I'm like, do you really want to hear some Blink-182 and Bruce Springsteen deep cuts? Because if so, I'm your man.
Yeah, dude, I'm putting it on Taylor Swift.
I'm not gonna do anything you're gonna enjoy with that.
More from our listening audience here on, I suppose, folks who get a little snobby. They take up an activity and they get a little snobby about it and judge you if you're not also wildly passionate about it. Fly fishermen and women. One listener said that saddle hunters can't shut up about saddle hunting.
What is that? What?
Well, it pretty much explains itself.
They go shopping for saddles?
No.
What are saddle hunters?
Do they hunt while on a horse?
Oh, dude, that's sweet. Why did that not cross my mind? It's early. That's super cool, though.
That does sound kind of cool.
Yeah, that's badass.
That's old
dude.
school.
Shopping for saddles. Here's a listener who texted in and said this. All that camping crap. The people who post pictures of steak and coffee cooking on an open fire out in the woods. Bore me to death.
Just go to Perkins.
Charcuterie board people. It says here, blah, blah, blah. Couple of pieces of salami on a cutting board. Get over yourself.
Somebody's mad that they can't make a rose out of pieces of pepperoni.
Oh, I bet you can.
Yeah, it's I have a lot of fun with that.
We went to a dinner. We were invited to a dinner, and it was just charcuterie stuff. I got to say, I wish I would have eaten beforehand. 'Cause I didn't want
Stop at the gas station, get some hot dogs on the way.
simply because I didn't want to be the douchebag that loaded up my plate with everything, and nobody else gets to eat anything.
You just take the whole board.
I thought, I'm going to be starving after this.
Saddle hunting is a certain type of deer stand. It's not hunting on horseback, but your comment was still very funny, Ashley.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I thought that was a deer stand, but I felt dumb because everyone acted as if it was an obvious thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's doing way too much.
Well, what, you looked it up on the internet?
Yeah, just get an enclosed stand.
Well, sure. Also, we did talk about cycling, like the Tour de French type cycling, and mountain biking. Some people think that passionate cyclers and mountain bikers can be kind of douchey about it. We had a conversation. Do both styles of bicyclists, do they wear the tight outfits, the racing outfits? One listener texted in and said he is a cyclist, and he said you kind of have to, if you're a grown person, you kind of have to put on the tight spandex. He said, because if you don't wear that outfit, you just look like some poor bastard who got a DWI.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. Maybe
Yeah.
not the DWI part. Like, if I didn't wear one of those cycling outfits while on my bike, would I look just out of place, or I just stole someone's bike?
Who cares?
Yeah, 100%. That's
No.
why I said you can't wear jeans,
No,
Josh.
I have, as you know, my Harley Davidson electric bicycle, and I have a friggin' scooter, electric scooter. Wear whatever the hell you want. Who cares if someone thinks, you don't worry about that.
Yeah, Ashley, why you got to gatekeep Josh's bike outfits?
Yeah, Ashley.
So sorry.
Can you really think I could pull off joggers? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm picturing it right now. It looks right.
I think you would look great in them, Josh, but I know how uncomfortable you would feel that I'm just going to say no.
What
I
are
can't-
joggers?
Like leggings, like tight spandex pants.
Oh, no, joggers are just like
Like kinda
sweatpants that are tight at the ankle.
okay.
Yeah, a little more.
Oh, those
sweat.
are okay.
My wife bought me some, and I had to say, I'm sorry, I will never wear
The
this.
answer is no. The sweatpants that are tight at the ankles like all the teenage kids wear?
Yeah.
Friggin' horrible. Don't ever encourage my buddy Josh to put on those stupid-looking pants.
They would make your calves look great.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
Josh, when I get on my scooter or my mountain bike, I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt, cargo pants, and a pair of flip-flops. Who gives a rat's ass what you look like? People can say what they want.
Mary Kay Jesus, going back to what we were talking about with charcuterie boards, it's just a grown-up Lunchable. You're right. It's a fancy Lunchable is what that is.
And there's nothing wrong with Lunchables. Okay. If you're comfortable continuing to bitch about how much we dislike our neighbor, we can keep it going here. This one will grab you, I think. This one will grab you. There are certain people out there, by damn, that are just impossible. Impossible. These people are so stuck in their ways, so bullheaded as far as what they believe is right and wrong. They're hopeless. They're hopeless. Like this effing group. I mean, come on. You can't loosen up just a little bit. A traditional family values group has put the television show Wheel of Fortune on their naughty list.
I don't let my son watch it. I refuse.
Yeah, right, you shouldn't, according to this story.
Disgusting.
Wheel of Fortune, which I catch 1 or 2 minutes of here and there. A traditional family values group has put the television show Wheel of Fortune on their naughty list.
I have not watched it since Ryan Seacrest took over.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is Vanna White still a part of
Yep.
it?
Mm-hmm.
And who did he replace?
Pat Sajak.
Oh, sure.
Pat Sajak, towards the end of, I always enjoyed him, but towards the end of his career was great because he didn't hide any annoyance anymore.
No.
He just decided, F it, I'm out of here soon.
I'm mailing it in and I don't care.
Yeah, somebody would say something and he basically would look at him with a look that said, you are the dumbest mother effer that's ever been anywhere, much less on this show.
So this traditional family values group, who's angry with Wheel of Fortune, the group is called 1 Million Moms.
That's a lot of moms.
It says here that they are a division of the American Family Association. So they've upped and launched a petition urging the producers of Wheel of Fortune to go back to their family-friendly roots. Apparently, Wheel of F me running Fortune has become too scandalous for the ladies over there at 1 Million Moms. Okay, so here's the gimmick that has put a stick up their sensitive asses. Earlier this year, Wheel of Fortune started a new gimmick, a new puzzle category on the show, and the name of this new game is What the Fun?
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No.
I'd like to solve
Okay.
bridal and gold shower.
Sorry. P. There is a P. A group of pill pushers? This is Wheel of Fortune, Joe!
I wonder if the WTF thing is because of Family Feud. I mean, they're the suggestive questions or sometimes, or like where they're shocked by they'll ask something like, name something you put in your mouth but don't swallow. And you know what they're going for.
They're trying to keep up with the...
kind of the dirty part of Family Feud.
Right.
And then, so you say, somebody, of course, will say something inappropriate, quote unquote, and then Steve Harvey will look at him like, gum was the answer we were looking for.
Right.
You sick pervert.
Steve Harvey has that same look he always puts on his face whenever he thinks an answer is stupid. But anyway, so I've never seen this played on television. I've never seen this bit played itself out. So usually the subject matter in the what the fun category is sexual, or is that's how it plays itself out?
I don't, it's controversial, and so I don't know if it's always sexual. But the article I read just said they're controversial, so I'm assuming it must be sexual.
Okay, so the gimmick is called What the Fun? And the Million Moms say this here. They say, unfortunately, the recently added puzzle category, What the Fun, aims at a mature, modern audience with insinuated profanity, making it no longer suitable for family viewing.
Wow.
Somebody here says 1 Million Moms is going after NASCAR for using a slogan, hell yeah.
All right, so
All right, let's calm down.
You understand who you're dealing with
Yeah.
here, right?
Meanwhile, here I am, like, excited, hoping that my son, one of his first words is a cuss word.
You are?
Yeah.
Thrilled at the thought of his first?
What is cuter than a kid who swears?
Oh, anyone who swears, personally, I would say anyone who swears is adorable. So, the Million Moms, or whatever the hell, 1 Million Moms, they also say that Wheel of Fortune has deliberately chosen to include controversial categories instead of wholesome ones. Wheel producers do not care what children hear. Everyone knows kids repeat what they hear. Insinuated profanity in any show is extremely disrespectful to families. Wheel should maintain its original design. So go back to your family-friendly approach 1 Million Moms is demanding of Wheel of Fortune.
Kind of seems like they could just, I don't know, watch something different at that time.
Yeah.
I have zero time for this nonsense, personally speaking. Why are they even turning on the television in the first place? If you're that worried about how society will negatively impact your precious little child, then maybe you need to go live in the woods alone, because obviously the rest of us dirty, filthy-mouthed vagrants are unsuitable company for you and your ultra-pure family.
That does surprise me that they even watch TV.
Right.
Based on, the kind of vibe they're throwing out there.
And also, every kid has a smartphone these days, and they're smart enough to get around whatever type of parental lock you think that's safeguarding them. They know more about it than you do.
That kind of talk scares the hell out of 1 million moms.
Oh, yes.
It does. So they got a, what's the word again? Petition. They've got a petition going. They're looking for 1 million signatures. Last I saw, they had about 12,000.
Well,
so they're a little short.
That was 2 days ago. Now they're up to 12,012. 12 people have signed in the last 2 days.
They're
so this thing is
getting there.
picking up momentum.
Getting there.
You know, I worked for one of those places by accident. I didn't realize that. When I was maybe 12, my friend's mom worked at one of those, and volunteered, I should say, but they paid us. Maybe she did out of her own pocket, me and my buddy and a couple friends, and we would stuff envelopes. I had no idea what the job was, and later on I found out it was something just like this that they were sending out.
Sending out.
And all I had to do was stuff envelopes.
You didn't know the message inside.
Oh, I had no idea until like a couple of years later.
What did it say?
What were they going? It was like an activist group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was one time when I was 12 years old, I'm still embarrassed about this, but it's a hilarious story, that I sent off an angry email to the Craig Kilborn show.
You did?
Yes. I was a religious watcher, and this was right after Owen Hart died, Nick. If you remember that at the pay-per-view where he, at his blue blazer, he fell from his thing didn't...
How could you forget?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And Craig Kilborn made a joke where he said, in tragic news, the blue blazer of the WWF died. Thankfully, his tag team partner, the white turtleneck, was okay.
And he really made that joke like a day or two after?
Yeah. And I fired off an angry email. I'm never watching this program ever again. I was watching the next day.
And
That's how that goes.
Yeah.
Weren't you a big fan of that guy, Craig Kilborn?
Oh, I love it. To this day, I still enjoy Craig Kilborn, yes.
That's a little insensitive of him.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
It kind of goes that way, though. We've talked about that before, where for whatever reason, people think, well, if it's a professional wrestler, if it's a rock star, or more specifically like a hair metal star or something, you can make whatever joke you want.
Don't get me started on that friggin' Great White thing.
Yeah, that's awful. Absolutely awful that people would make jokes about that.
The Great White Station fire, was it Rhode Island?
Mm-hmm.
One of the most horrible things. That friggin' bar caught fire while Great White was putting on a concert. I've watched a couple documentaries on that. I mean, hell, I would imagine, is more pleasant than what happened that night. Hell is more pleasant than what those people went through, especially the survivors.
Yeah. I mean, 230 people were terribly injured. 100 people die.
I guess I shouldn't say especially the survivors. Imagine dying in that fashion. You get the point.
Mm-hmm.
It was so horrible, so miserable. And because Great White's just an 80s hair band, everybody's coming out the woodwork the next day with jokes because they were an 80s. Even people in this building thought nothing of it because who cares about Great White? Who cares about hair metal fans?
That's
we're
gross.
all idiots, right? We're just morons. I was disgusted. Hey, 99 times out of 100, I can find something funny about any type of joke, right? I'm not the type. You guys know that. I'm not the type that, well, that's inappropriate. Well, that's wrong. That's not me. But in that moment, I thought that was so disrespectful and disgusting, and I'll say it again. If that would have been a U2 concert, that date would be a national holiday. I mean, maybe holiday isn't the right word, but you know what I mean.
Recognized anyway.
If that was a U2 or a Bruce Springsteen show or name some other holier-than-thou type artist, no offense, Dana, I know you like Bruce Springsteen.
No, I see what you're saying.
It would be a recognized day that was so tragic. But yet, since it was Great White, just a bunch of dick rockers or whatever the term is. No, we're going to be cute about it.
Up at the crack.
That's right. I'm joining. That's it, Josh. You and I are joining 1 million moms, and we're going to put a stop to all this.
1 million moms and 2 guys.
2 dudes.
Up at the crack of dawn, Jesus brings up a great point. So an organization called 1 Million Moms, they're looking for 1 million signatures, only has 12,000 signatures. Which means even the majority of them think it's a stupid cause.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I think they greatly exaggerated the amount of moms in that organization.
F me running.
MMA King Jesus on the flip side of the attitude towards that station fire. He said they told him about it during a fire inspection training, and the instructor actually started crying. So there are people with hearts out there, obviously. But
dude,
like you, I watched at least one documentary on it, and it's horribly sad.
Oh, sorry, that was just gas.
No, I understand.
I can't even talk about it too much. It was so horrible.
What did you think of the owners of the club?
I don't recall.
I'm wondering if that's the one you watched. Were they interviewed? I think they were brothers.
I'm sure they were, but I don't recall anything about them.
Okay.
Where were you going to go with that?
I just was curious what your thoughts were. I mean, they obviously felt bad about it, but I think you could kind of tell a lawyer must have said ahead of time, don't say anything, really.
Right. Right.
Oh, this is cool. Better than Dana at Mario Kart. Jesus said he's going to do his part today and try and sleep with 1 million moms. Yeah, good luck. Let us know
Nice
when you
of
hit
you.
12,000.
All right, we got some more Halloween jibber jabber here for you. The old razor blade or needle in the candy routine. That bit has been around for years and years, from what I remember. It actually did happen once. 40 years ago or something like that, a kid bit into a candy bar after trick-or-treating and cut up his yapper. But since then, it's become an urban legend. And there are some people who refuse to let their children trick-or-treat because they believe this is a widespread issue. They believe there are lunatics everywhere who are somehow able to conceal a razor blade inside a friggin' Mars bar.
That's what it was originally, right? A Mars bar.
Was it really?
That's the story I remember.
I was just throwing that in there.
Yeah.
I thought
At least that's what we were told. There was like a Mars bar, and then a Snickers got involved. My parents always checked our candy.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Haven't there also been stories of parents X-raying the candy bags too to see inside? If there's any
magnets.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Really? Well, how did they check your candy?
Well, just they'd inspect the packaging just to make sure there wasn't like a pinhole in it or
Really?
anything.
Yeah.
That must have killed you. I mean, come on, give me my candy.
Just like, hurry up.
Yeah. No kidding. So anyway, attention-starved, full-blown idiots like this here don't help the situation either. A 27-year-old gal in New York, she goes by Christy or something. She got herself arrested. She went on Facebook on Halloween night and claimed she found a small sewing needle in some candy that she collected during trick-or-treating. And first off, you're saying, a 27-year-old trick-or-treating? Yeah, I know. Let's just go with it. She called the police and formally reported this needle in her candy incident. The police went ahead and investigated, because that's what they do. Maybe Christie's too dumb to have assumed that the cops would investigate, but they did, and it came back to bite her in the ass. The cops found out that...
Somebody's neck just got on the
Whose
radio.
throat just farted?
That was 100% not me because my microphone was off.
I heard a throat fart. Anyway, I'll close out the story. The cops found out that Christie had made the whole story up.
How are you? Is it being lonely? Is it you're not getting the attention you want from loved ones?
Yes, and yeah. God, this song and dance is so tired. She admitted that she effed the needle into the candy herself. She didn't even actually go trick-or-treating on Halloween night. So she was charged with falsely reporting an incident. And she wasn't the only one. There were also reports going around of sewing needles being stabbed into packs of gummy bears in the state of Maryland. This was also a hoax. From what I understand, that BS story was actually made up by a 9-year-old.
I was thinking about the parents and how miserable that must have been for them. Oh man. When you got to call the cops back and say, I am so sorry. I know we launched this whole thing, but My kid did it.
The kid's a liar.
Oh, geez. That kid would be grounded forever.
A 9-year-old kid made up the story of a sewing needle being stabbed into his gummy bears. You know, I'm sure you can picture it. The kid, he comes back from trick-or-treating, and, hey, Mom and Dad, there are needles in my gummy bears. So he's the center of attention for a while, and that's what the kid was looking for. And then his folks found out that he was lying. That's a real smart kid you've got there. You should be proud. It says there are several other similar stories going around right now on stupid social media about razor blades and needles in the candy. Most are still under investigation. This is a tired bit.
I have a friend who she's a police officer, and they got a call that two young men had broken into a home. This is the middle of the day, probably around like 2, 3 in the afternoon in the summer. And she realizes that's my house. And my kids are home with some of the neighbor kids. So the entire department, they race there trying to find, they get a description from the kids in the house. These are the 2 guys that broke in. They're looking for these guys. My friend finds out later that the kids made it up. They made up the entire thing. So she's, of course, incredibly embarrassed that she's a police officer and her kids did that. And she's saying, imagine if they would have found these quote-unquote suspects just walking around if something happened.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a tough one to live down.
Yeah, those guys get Billy Club just because they kind of match the description a little bit.
They made it up. They wanted some excitement, some attention. Unbelievable.
They're good kids. I know the kids.
No, they're not.
They are, and they just did a dumb thing. And, I mean, just imagine or let's just say one of the responding officers, because they knew whose kids it were. They're going like crazy. What if they got into a car wreck? I mean, so many things could have happened.
It's just so friggin' beyond.
Just my stomach dropped going, oh, no.
Oh, I just would be so disappointed.
And you know the parents, too.
Oh, absolutely. And they were mortified.
Have you discussed this with them and said,
Well, yeah, they're the ones that told me.
They told you about it.
Yeah, she told me it was her kid. It was her kid and some neighbor kids.
I would be so pissed off and so disgusted. I think
and she was.
Yeah, they're never leaving the house again.
They're going to a foster home.
Yeah, drop them off at the fire station.
Now, back to this Halloween candy thing. Word is, police and whatnot, they still like to remind parents to keep an eye out for glass shards and knife blades in their kids' candy, even though, really, it is so extraordinarily rare. Like, I read an article last year that said this really has only happened once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. There's been plenty of reports, but it's usually folks that make it up.
Once.
And now the cops, I don't remember ever seeing anything this year on checking for needles and stuff. It's all about, hey, make sure somebody didn't slip in some weed by accident.
Exactly.
That's kind of what it's changed to.
The new thing that most parents are worried about, like Josh just said, the new worry is that some Jack Stain is going to up and jam your kids' candy full of weed. Ever since you hippies whined and bitched about it until that stuff got legalized, cops will now even set down parents and show them how to tell the difference between regular candy and those godforsaken marijuana gumdrops.
Some of the packaging looks so similar. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I always said, like, nobody's going to do that on purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
But the times that I've been ridiculously high, I could see myself accidentally mixing it in with the candy.
Oh.
And then looking everywhere for it in the house. Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's likely doing it on purpose, but I'm sure, because they look so similar.
Oh, that would suck.
One time I thought Josh was really high, but he just had pink eye. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Single or double barrel?
It was double.
Double?
Yeah, it was bad.
Crusty.
What movie was that where the guy comes to the door and the dude, he looks, it was just pink eye because someone farted on someone's pillow. Come on.
I can't think of it.
It was the movie where a hot gal got knocked up by a disgusting guy.
Was it knocked up?
Let's go with that. Yeah. Let's go with knocked up.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Everything that you see on camera and on the court, that's who he is. He's 100% authentically himself. Every single day. He is who he is. And, like, the thing that I love about him is just how humble and, like, how great of a teammate he is. Like, everybody sees, like, Anthony Edwards. He goes score 50 points and the face of the NBA. But, like, he's the best teammate. He's your biggest cheerleader.
Because he humble. Julius Randle was on the Jimmy Kimmel show?
Jimmy Fallon.
Julius Randle was on the Jimmy Fallon show?
Mm-hmm.
When was this?
Last night.
What?
Yeah.
I know, pretty cool.
They're in town to play the Knicks.
Well, yeah, and I imagine that Julius Randle, when he played for the Knickerbockers, he maybe became friends with Jimmy Fallon, because isn't Jimmy Fallon a New York guy?
Yeah,
Yes.
they seem pretty friendly, like they knew each other.
Huh, I'm sorry I missed that. I like Julius Randle. He's a...
Alex Rodriguez is on Seth Meyers tonight. So everybody involved with the Wolves is going to be on a late show, it seems.
We're so interesting around here.
I know.
Who show?
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers. Okay, Alex Rodriguez. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry I missed that. Doesn't Julius Randle kind of look like when he's done with basketball, he could be an action hero in movies?
I love his look. He sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
You can easily watch that interview. It's on YouTube if you want to watch that.
And yeah, the action hero thing too. He was wearing a black blazer, black suit coat with no shirt underneath, and dude just looked yoked.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't put a T-shirt on. I
nothing
only know
under-
one guy who's pulled that trick, and we made fun of him for years. Old college buddy of mine once showed up at a party with a suit coat on and no shirt underneath, and we tortured him for years for that.
We did that sarcastically at Tropics, or maybe it was Club Cancun back in the day, with vests and no shirt on underneath, just so we could, what we thought would be fit in on one of their foam dancing nights or something like that.
Did you fit in?
You know what? Surprisingly well.
You guys look like a boy band walking into
yeah.
I would love to see pictures of that.
the Timberwolves playing in New York City tonight against the Knicks. 6:30 start time. The Pigs won a hockey game last night in a very unique way. We'll get into that at 7:30 when Randy Shaver jumps into the mix, because I've never seen anything like what I saw last night from the Pigs and the Nashville Predators. Real quick before we go, we were talking about the urban legend where if you're not careful, there's going to be razor blades stuck in all of your children's Halloween candy, and everyone in town will die a terrible death. The old fear of the razor blades and the sewing needles in your children's candy. Here's a listener who says, just to be safe, what he does when he trick-or-treats with his kids, he makes his children eat every piece of candy in front of the person that gave it to them, and he says, I don't know why they keep getting so sick.
That genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever figure that one out, but yeah, smart.
Josh's News is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling take you behind the scenes of one of the greatest shows of all time.
They're an ultimate rewatch podcast. We're in the midst of season 7, and
hold on. Obviously, we had a very successful television show for 10 years that was Superman based.
But we had to make everyone believe that you were Clark.
I got to be honest. I was surprised at the end of this episode that I wasn't.
I was too.
Talkville, the Smallville rewatch podcast.
I'm not sure I knew when I was filming it that I was not me.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
You need to drop the knife. Sir, you need to move out of the way, please. I'm not going to shoot him if he drops the knife. Drop the knife.
Deltona, Florida, where a family feud took a sharp turn into felony territory due to a broken necklace. Police hauled a 22-year-old man into custody after he armed himself with a hunting knife, struck his dad in the noggin, and then threatened 4 kids. 911 answered an active fight call about 12:30 p.m. Sunday, where a victim told dispatchers his son just stabbed him. Body camera footage shared by the sheriff's office captured the tense moment. A deputy moving forward with his gun drawn, the father caught awkwardly between law enforcement and his armed son, who still held the knife. "Sir, you need outta the effing way," the officer warns as repeated commands to drop the weapon go ignored. The father pleaded for the taser instead. "Please don't shoot my son," he begged, and the cop replied that he won't fire if the knife is dropped. Finally, the suspect slams the knife to the ground and the father steps aside, but the moment of relief is short-lived. The man spit at a deputy, which earned him 50,000 volts to the torso. The injured father was treated for a stab wound to the back of the head and a swollen right eye from a punch. He told officers his son had been drinking that morning while they worked in the yard. Apparently, a snapped necklace set the tantrum in motion. According to the affidavit, the argument escalated into punches, after which the suspect went inside, grabbed a hunting knife, and returned.
Was it his lucky 69 necklace?
Yeah, they didn't show a picture of the necklace. Cops say he sliced the back of his father's head, smashed multiple items inside the home, and then, in the most chilling twist, pointed the knife at 4 kids, ages 2 to 11, and said, "I'll kill these kids too."
See, I'm not afraid of a 2-year-old.
The suspect now faces 2 counts of aggravated assault, 4 counts of child abuse, and 1 count of resisting an officer with violence.
I'm afraid of 2-year-olds.
Yes, they call them the terrible twos.
Yeah, they're all bitey and spit. They're scary at that age.
Yeah.
Now, call me up if you're ever going to tangle when Ashley. I'll take care of him.
You'll take care of a 2-year-old?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not afraid.
Wait till they get to 6, 7. A Montana man who was bear sprayed in face also stabbed in Butte. Police say a 44-year-old man was driving through Butte, Montana, and came across another man shouting and screaming at him.
Oh, God, no.
Curious, or perhaps concerned, the driver pulled over, which turned into a very ouchy mistake.
Never pull over.
Yeah, you call the cops.
He's driving through town. A complete stranger is on the side of the road screaming in his direction?
Correct.
Pulls over to figure out what this guy's problem.
See if he needs some help or something.
What's up, bro?
As soon as he stopped, the other man sprayed him with bear spray.
Oh.
Stumbling out of his vehicle, the victim was blasted in the face again with the burning spunk before the attacker stabbed him in the tummy. Despite the pain, bleeding, and blindness, the injured man managed to get back into his vehicle and drove to a gas station for help. There, a cashier alerted authorities, and the nice lady rushed to assist him as best she could.
It was just a normal Sunday. I was just taking care of customers, and this gentleman came in and he said, "I need help."
For now, police in Butte, Montana say the suspect has not yet been located, and as other departments help Butte crack the case, local investigators continue sniffing the Butte area for his whereabouts.
So some kind of a setup. I'm going to hang out here on the side of the road and scream at people. Whoever pulls over, I'm going to stab him.
Yeah, I don't know if that was his intent or if he was just a crazy guy yelling and he seized the opportunity.
If I'm driving through a strange town, it's going to take more than just one person yelling on the sidewalk for me to pull over.
Yeah, I think I'd probably just
keep on going.
Make a phone call and say, hey, this person might need some help. Toronto police say they're well aware of a viral video making the rounds, a clip showing what appears to be a cruiser running over a suspect. Twice. Saturday, around 3:30 p.m., officers responded to reports of a knife-wielding nuisance allegedly carving up the tires of 3 police vehicles. In the now notorious clip, cops converge on the suspect in a parking lot. One officer lit the suspect up with a taser. Following the zap and nap, the suspect tumbled in a heap right in front of an empty cop car. As officers swarmed in for the handcuff portion of the program, the driverless patrol car decided to get involved. Gently but regrettably, rolling forward and running over both the suspect and one unlucky officer.
The video's hilarious.
No. Double tap.
You can see this on 93x.com.
Ran him over with the vehicle?
Yeah. Seems one of the Canadian lawmen forgot to put it in park, eh? Several cops rushed to the vehicle. It gets worse. One jumped into the driver's seat in a frantic effort to reverse it, but instead introduced the suspect to a second helping of tire by accidentally going forward again, rolling over the suspect a second time. Miraculously, the officer who took the first squish managed to do a heroic sideways shimmy to freedom, hobbling away as the vehicle finally came to a stop. Paramedics were called. Both the suspect and the officer were checked out at the scene.
And they were all right, huh?
Remarkably, no one sustained serious injuries. I mean, the cop was limping a little bit. The suspect turned out to be okay, but, I mean, what a cluster.
This would be me if I was a cop.
Oh, it was something out of a movie.
I'll save you. Oh, no! With the wrong way. A recently released inmate didn't enjoy his freedom for long. Arrested within minutes of his release. According to the Brevard County Sheriff, Wayne Ivey, Kevin Barrios walked out of jail Sunday afternoon, but instead of heading toward a fresh start, he chose revenge. Within just 20 minutes, Ivey says Barrios picked up a rock and threw it at a patrol car that happened to be bringing in another person. The deputy turned around to look at Barrios, and apparently the story didn't end there. He explained that once the deputy went across the street to get a loaner vehicle, he discovered even more trouble. Several cars had been hit by spite rocks, too. Surveillance video showed the strange sequence clearly. Barrios leaving the jail, walking across the street toward the fleet maintenance building, and then launching objects at two patrol cars before casually walking away, and the deputy eventually encountered him at that point.
He's a rock thrower.
He is. He just got out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, he said the total damage to the vehicles came in about $3,700. So he went right back.
Yeah. Did you miss me? He said as he walked through the front door.
Two men found themselves in a surprise genre shift from recording a music video to a true crime thriller as they were robbed while their cameras rolled. Police were called to Nicollet Avenue South late in the afternoon of October 18th after two men reported they were recording a music video when a suspect approached them. As they filmed, a 20-year-old St. Paul man came up behind them, pointed a handgun with an extended magazine, and demanded jewelry. At one point, the suspect racked the handgun when the victim wasn't removing the jewelry fast enough, the complaint read. The suspect also took a watch and about $1,100 in cash before running off with an accomplice. The robbery was captured on the music video footage, giving police a clear image of who they were looking for.
The criminal complaint says he took jewelry, a watch, and more than $1,000 in cash from the two men, but it's how he was caught that makes this interesting, targeting suspects who were already filming.
Later that night, the suspect was seen on city surveillance cameras in the same area, still wearing the same clothes and carrying the same backpack. Officers approached, he ran, but was taken into custody after a short chase.
No, they're going to be smart about this and keep that footage in their music video, right?
You'd have to be.
Yes.
That's how you're going to get noticed.
I mean, it's some of the best acting ever in that. Boy, these guys really look terrified. It looks so real.
You got to keep that.
A 42-year-old Ohio man was arrested Friday morning after robbing a Huntington bank. According to police, 42-year-old Joanne Mason walked into the bank about 9:20 a.m. He claimed he had a weapon and demanded the cash. He left on foot with about $400 in $1 bills, perfect strip club money. Officers spotted Mason walking nearby, and even though he changed his clothes, they weren't fooled. When they moved in and arrested him, he made one unusual request. He asked if he could keep the money, and then even suggested the officers just deposit the stolen cash into his commissary account so we'd have it waiting once he was behind bars again.
Oh, of course, bud.
He doesn't get it, does he?
I guess not, because they did say no.
They said no?
Yeah, they said we don't do that.
Worth a shot.
And while the whole situation might sound like a scene from a small-town crime comedy, authorities noted something serious as well. This was the first bank robbery in that area in 15 years.
Is that
$400
right?
in ones.
Yeah.
That's a thick wad right there.
Like you said, perfect for the boom boom.
Police in Florida arrested 33-year-old firefighter Deshaun Broom in connection with a road rage incident. Again. In the most recent incident, a couple reported Broom, driving an orange Dodge Charger, had been tailgating them aggressively before cutting them off and pointing a semi-automatic pistol at them late last month. It's not the first time Broom has been in trouble over a road rage encounter in the same county. In 2017, he was taken into custody after tossing a bottle out of a moving vehicle in a heated exchange on the road with a 67-year-old woman who he injured in the process.
Oh, you had her upside the head with that beer bottle?
Yeah, real tough guy. The sheriff isn't going to let the situation with Broom get swept under the rug. He directed his comments directly to the fire department, and he didn't mince words.
So this is the second time. Hey, Pasco Fire, you got a guy here who can't control his emotions. He's got an issue.
As for whether the fireman who flashed the firearm is fixing to be fired, Pasco County Fire Rescue shared Broom is still employed with the department, noting he underwent a background check before being hired in accordance with Florida state statutes. Meanwhile, the Pasco Professional Firefighters Union explained the standard approach in cases like these are to involve a disciplinary and investigative process before any firing decisions are made.
You putting him on a fire rescue truck? I'm just saying, you ought to think through this. He didn't learn after his first operation where he got fined, and now he's pulling guns and chasing people.
Does that guy ever shut up?
Well, he's the spokesperson for the department.
Unbelievable.
Here's a fun fire-related fact. The technology behind smoke detectors was discovered by accident, out of frustration. In the 1930s, a Swiss physicist was trying to invent a sensor to detect poisonous gas, but his device didn't work. Until, in a moment of frustration, he lit a cigarette to calm down. The smoke drifted over to the sensor, and suddenly the meter moved, sparking the idea that would eventually lead to modern smoke detectors.
F me. Next thing you know, that guy's buying a new car.
That same fun fact got me laid plenty of times in college, Josh. The ladies were always impressed by it.
I can't do anything right.
Yeah, how about that? Total accident. Next thing you know, he's buying a house and a car, right?
See, smoking saves lives. It may not even be December yet, but Santa has already earned a spot on the naughty list. Police say 47-year-old Rebecca Santa was stopped just after 11:30 a.m. Friday when someone reported a woman who seemed hammered leaving a business with a child in the car. Officers eventually found her in a drive-through line at a McDonald's with a 5-year-old in the vehicle. According to authorities, Santa admitted she'd been drinking and was obviously wasted. So since Santa can't hold her liquor, she faces several charges.
5-year-old was found in the vehicle and wasn't hurt, but police say Santa admitted to drinking alcohol and showed signs of impairment.
Santa must have skipped the traditional cookies and milk and went for something a whole lot stronger, as tests revealed her blood alcohol level was nearly 4 times the legal limit.
At 11:30 a.m., huh?
My word.
She got after it early.
She was loaded.
She was. Sunday morning, a 48-year-old Kentucky man decided the most efficient way to score 9 cases of beer was to liberate them from a gas station. This was at 8:45 a.m., prime drinking time in Kentucky. When the clerk approached, the suspect said, "I know a lot of people, and if you want to live today, stay out of it. And don't tell anybody."
Yeah.
Police, proving once again that criminals are no match for modern surveillance, tracked the suspect's van through city cameras. The boozy breadcrumb trail led to an address previously known for disturbances. By 1:30 p.m., officers arrested 48-year-old Datorian Caswell, spectacular name, at an apartment building.
That is something, Datorian Caswell. Yeah. Who are some of these hot connections he's got? Did he let him in on that?
He never said.
Oh.
All 9 cases of beer were recovered, unopened and unscathed, ready to return to their rightful shelves for customers who buy their beverages legally. 9 cases of beer.
What was the first name again?
Datorian.
Datorian. Duran.
Voluptuous, top-heavy changes are underway at Hooters as the company moves forward after bankruptcy and jiggles into a new chapter. On Monday, Hooters, Inc. announced it had completed its acquisition of Hooters of America, a deal that officially closed Friday, roughly 7 months after Hooters nearly went bust and filed for bankruptcy. It's a full-circle moment for the men leading Hooters, Inc., who aren't newcomers to the iconic chain. They opened the very first one in Florida in 1983.
Heroes.
We're taking back the Hooters name to show the world who we are, Hooters, Inc. CEO Neil Kiefer said in a statement, hinting at a return to the brand's roots. And they aren't wasting any time. He and the other founders are already rolling out what they're calling a re-Hooterization, with changes kicking in immediately. Among the first moves, updating servers' uniforms to, quote, return to the original look longtime fans of the chain remember. Original Hooters is focused on restaurant upgrades, exceptional service, equipment enhancements, and a streamlined menu built around better, higher quality ingredients, they said. Hooters also drew interest from an unexpected corner earlier this year when Hulk Hogan's beer brand Real American Beer put its own bid in for the chain before the wrestler passed in July.
You know, I'm rooting for these peckerheads, but doesn't it just kind of seem like they're fighting a losing battle?
Yeah, definitely.
Could be. Or, they're just doubling down, saying maybe what went wrong is we changed it. Or not them, but the people who took over Hooters had changed it. They're going back to what people liked about it.
So we're talking short...
original outfits,
orange. All right.
Yeah. The busty shirts and tight shorts, that kind of thing.
We're going to make another attempt at that. Okay. Again, I'm rooting for them.
It was pretty funny. The article's incredibly long, kind of going through everything they're going to do. And one of there's a whole paragraph on how they're going to make their own salad dressings, which I thought was just okay.
That's my one complaint about Hooters. The salad dressing's not up to par.
Yeah.
Damn it, this is from a bottle, isn't it? The streaming premiere of the Fantastic Four First Steps is now on Disney+. Meanwhile, Timberwolves owner Alex Rodriguez will appear on Late Night with Seth Meyers. Timberwolves forward Julius Randle was on Fallon last night. Singer Bryan Adams turned 66 today. Actor Robert Patrick is 67. Shout out to Wheat Buying Jesus checking in from Guam this morning.
Whoa.
Said he had some activities planned for the next couple of days, but it'll be raining, something fierce. So he said he's going to be staying in with his old friend Vodka to help pass the time.
Hey, that sounds awesome.
Best of luck to Sewer Repair Jesus taking his CDL test today, and a shout out to his hopefully very forgiving instructor. And congrats to Northwest Wisconsin Info Jesus, who just became a great-grandpa to Louise Elizabeth. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder on the Half-Ass Morning Show.
This organization means a ton to me, and even though I only spent a couple years here, I really feel like a member of Twins territory. So I want to start off by thanking Joe Pohlad and the Pohlad family for the opportunity. I want to thank Dave St. Peter. I'd like to thank Derek and Jeremy both, and the whole baseball ops group, because when you sit in managerial interviews anymore, it's very thorough, it's very intense, and how complete they were with their process really meant a lot to me.
As an extended member of the Pohlad family, you're welcome. And good luck to you. That's new Twins manager Derek Shelton. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Josh was asking off air. He asked my opinion on this, and I didn't really have an answer for him. Josh was wondering, you think this sumbitch will stick around for a while? What are your thoughts on that, Randy and Brad? You think we'll see a few years of Derek Shelton?
I would. I mean, I'm not saying that he's not going to do a good job, but with the ownership situation up in the air a little bit, the fact that I haven't seen, but he's in a short-term deal, right? I wouldn't expect him to be here any longer than Rocco was. No.
Well, how long was Rocco here? 6, 7 years?
Yeah, no. I'll take the under on that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. 6, 7 years in any coaching or managerial job these days. The way they gas guys up and down for the littlest reasons. That if Derek Shelton's here for 4, 5, 6 years, I think they'd call it.
That's a success.
I'd call that a success. A friend of mine who follows baseball way closer than any of you peckerheads. He said he thinks we'll like the guy a lot. He knows a lot about Derek Shelton, and he says he thinks we'll like him. So I'll go ahead with that.
I don't think it's a matter of liking him or not. I think that for him, will they provide him the resources to be successful? Will they allow this organization to spend money and get players and be competitive? Because if you're not competitive, then you're just biding your time till the next guy shows up, because, everybody wants to win, and Derek Shelton's no different. So hopefully there will be some sort of a turnaround with this ownership where they will decide.
Spend a little money.
That we want to compete. Because right now they're not competing. It's clear they don't want to compete.
By God, here's a listener who texted in and said Derek Shelton will be canned by the end of April.
The press conference is going to have the vibe of an arranged marriage. It didn't seem all that, look at this new chapter in Twins baseball.
Right.
What does this say?
Well, you look at that, Nick. One person I feel bad for is whoever has to run the Twins social media accounts right now. Last week, I saw they posted just a cute photo of TC Bear. Who doesn't love TC Bear? He's dressed up in a Halloween costume, and every single comment was just vicious. F this team.
On social media?
Yeah, I know, but
they're even tearing apart TC Bear.
Yeah, they can't even post a picture of TC Bear, though, getting lit up.
Ooh, this text message could start a fight, Josh. amongst our listening audience. You know, we love trade wars and town wars where our listeners are just nasty and mean to each other. Here's a listener who says this Derek Shelton guy is basically being handed a box of DeWalt tools and expected to work with that. Meanwhile, the rest of the big leagues has Milwaukee tools. So now we're going to have a DeWalt versus Milwaukee tool fight here on our...
That's a heated debate.
651-989-9393 if you want to get involved in the Milwaukee versus DeWalt tools brawl, November 5th, 2025.
It does feel that way a lot, though, especially watching that World Series. Or like the Twins are in the same... They're competing for the same thing as these two teams. It doesn't seem right.
Oh, what do the Dodgers have that the Twins do not? All right. There you go. Welcome to town, Derek Shelton. I'm going to go ahead and I'm all in. I'm all in on your operation, Derek Shelton. All right, we need to go on over to hockey. We got more baseball later we can get into. Nothing pressing. So here's a text message that was sent in. What's worse, scoring on an empty net or scoring on a net that isn't even there?
Johansson carries ahead. Kaprizov with Johansson driving the net. Favor, Kaprizov, Johansson, and he scores!
All right.
The net was off. That call.
People are texting in saying Milwaukee's great, DeWalt is great. Some are saying that Milwaukee sucks, and DeWalt sucks, and you should go with Ryobi.
Yeah, Basslayer Jesus said DeWalt and Milwaukee are for beginners and first-year apprentices. Ryobi, faux life.
Faux life. Oh, we'll get back to the Tool brand fight. The Pigs won a hockey game last night in a very unique way. Personally, I had never seen a goal.
Never seen that before.
Never seen a goal like the one scored by Marcus Johansson. Johansson scored his goal in overtime to beat the Nashville Predators by a final of 3-2. I'd never seen anything like it before. Johansson scored into a net that wasn't there. If you didn't see it, look it up. I'm sure it's all over the godless internet.
I think it's on our website, is it not, Ashley?
Yes, it is.
The Nashville goaltender had pushed the net off its moorings. The net went sliding away from the goal crease. Everybody stopped playing because the net had come off its moorings. Johansson tapped the puck first into the side of the netting, and then once the net had been pushed over to the boards, he tapped the puck into where the net used to be. And the referees said, piss on it, close enough. The goal counts, game over.
Home.
Yeah. More or less ruling that the net was gone because the Predators' goaltender had pushed it loose.
That's right.
So let's get out of here and go get a bite to eat. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. As you might imagine, head coach Andrew Brunette and the rest of the Nashville Predators hockey club wasn't exactly thrilled with that decision. I'm telling you, when I turned the television off, the Predators were still on their bench. The Pigs had gone back to the locker room. The Predators couldn't accept that the game was over. They couldn't believe it.
I guess I can't blame them. I mean, that's the rule, isn't it? The game stops when the net comes off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but there's also another rule. Go ahead, Randy Shaver.
Well, I think the rule is that if the goalie knocks the net off the moorings, the play continues until it's whistled dead, right?
I thought it was that's a delay of game penalty on the goalie.
Yeah, you're both right. But, yes, usually when the goaltender, if they rule, or a defenseman or a forward, anyone on that, okay, if you knock the goal off on purpose, it's a delay of game penalty.
On purpose, right.
Unless there is, how did they put it, an imminent scoring opportunity.
Right.
So that's what the referees ruled. The referees, when they called the office Saskatchewan, I don't know, where do they have the, Toronto maybe?
Peterborough.
Peterborough, Moose Jaw, one of those towns up in Canada. They called the head office, to review the goal. Mm-hmm. And the ruling was that the goaltender caused the net to be displaced during an imminent scoring opportunity. Because that clearly was. The Pigs had a pretty cross-ice pass over there to Johansson. So it was just really odd to see a game end in that fashion.
I mean, good for Johansson not to stop playing. I think that's probably the big takeaway here.
Here's a guy who reads the rule book.
Yeah, that he just kept playing.
Yeah.
And, but the Wild honestly should have never been in that position to begin with. They gave up a goal with what, like a second left?
0.3 seconds.
In the third period? I mean...
And I think most of us thought...
they should have never even been there.
No. Most of us thought that was going to be the most interesting moment in last night's hockey game was when Steven Stamkos of the Predators scored to tie the game with 0.3 seconds left in regulation to force the overtime period. We were wrong. The following goal was much more interesting. It's like...
Crazy.
But you're right. Johansson, that guy... He reads the rule book on road trips.
Well, I don't even know if he reads the rule book.
He must have.
I think he just kept playing.
It's like Josh is the only guy in the company that's read the company handbook.
Yeah, and it's come in handy for the rest of us.
The person who wrote the company handbook has never even read it all.
Right.
I got to say, it's a boring read.
I bet.
These guys, by the way, they just admitted fraud. They sign a document saying that you read it. You're all in some big trouble right now.
No.
We could all be fired for fraud because you're right. We did sign something claiming that. It's a true story, though. We've had conversations on and off air about our contractual this and that, and Ashley will say, I never knew about that, and I'll say, yeah, that's news to me, and Dana will say, I don't even know what you guys are talking about, and Josh will say, well, it's in the company handbook.
Yeah, subsection 4, paragraph 2.
He's
Psalm
not
5.
He read through the entire company handbook.
Let me guess, Josh, that training that I keep getting emailed about every day, you did that 3 weeks ago, didn't you?
Oh, the empathy one?
I don't know.
Just from yesterday. Yeah, I did that like minutes after it was released. I am a giant dork.
It was so funny. The other day, Dana's like, I should do that training. And he goes, I think it was like November 10th. I've got time.
I can keep kicking this can down the road a little bit longer.
Well, that's what we have more training we have to do. Anyway,
Yeah.
I hate that stuff. Very unique way to win a hockey game last night.
Is this the very first time in Minnesota sports history that we've gotten the benefit of a controversial call?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I'd clarify
it's the
that.
second time.
What was the first?
The Gophers on the pass interference.
There you go, twice in a week.
Right, Randy just brought
times in
that
a
up.
week.
Randy brought that up on Monday that he thought that was the very first time that any Minnesota team had gotten the benefit of the doubt on any call in the history of sports.
Well, a crazy call like that where
It was.
I mean, they had already marked the field, and then I'm not going to rehash it, but to me, that was the most bizarre thing I think I've ever seen that goes in the favor of a Minnesota team.
Weird. It was weird. A little anticlimactic when your team wins a game by scoring into a net that used to be there.
That's a new category unto itself now.
Mm-hmm.
Scoring an empty net goal without the goal being there. We'll have to ask Marcus that.
Marcus is certainly going to have something to say. Sorry, I guess we should explain. Normally, Marcus joins us on Wednesdays. He wanted to sleep in today, so we're going to talk to him tomorrow. So the Pigs closed out their homestand with a bizarre win. Next up, the boys will be playing in North Carolina tomorrow night. Andrew Brunette back behind the Preds back behind the Preds bench. We were just talking a couple days ago about Bruno and Gene Snitsky there behind the Pigs bench were both mentioned on a website about being on the hot seat currently. Like their teams have to start performing or else. I don't think I'd ever seen Bruno so pissed off than after that goal was called last night. He looked like he was going to bust a spring.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Marcus, something else we can ask him about tomorrow. You know, every team in sports now has a gimmick. In baseball, every club has a home run gimmick, right? You put on a coat or you put on a crown. They even have a base hit gimmick. You see this over and over again. If you get on base, you make some little signal back to the dugout.
Right.
And they all
The
signal.
Dodgers had that kind of wave thing.
Every team has it. Every team. Rally sausages, this and that.
Yeah,
I miss the rally sausage.
I do too.
Me too.
Smell those RBIs that Mike Redmond did back in the day?
ribbies.
Yep.
Basketball, every three-point shooter has to make some kind of a gesture. In football, they have that stupid bit where the entire defense rushes into the end zone after a turnover to do something.
of that.
It's older than balls. but hockey clubs too. So apparently after last weekend's win over Vancouver, where Pigs defender Jonas Brodin had a strong game-winning goal, whatever the hell happened, he was the first member of the Pigs to be awarded something called Redwood, which is a dark red fedora-type cap with feathers pouring out of it.
Cute.
And that is going, from now on, that's going to be given to the Pigs player of the game after every win from here on out. I don't know who wore it last night. Who might have? Probably the Russian
Probably
kid.
Joe.
I don't know. I have no idea who would have wore it last night. But in the game against Vancouver, it was Brodin. So this is the start of something now. This is their new gimmick. A little funny hat that they call Redwood.
I take it he only wears it in the locker room.
Yeah. A little different than.
Right.
That's not the hat for him, by the way, Brodin.
I did not see a picture.
He couldn't really pull it off.
Look, do you have a picture?
Yeah, it didn't look natural.
So it's like a leather cowboy hat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or more like something that maybe Crocodile Dundee would wear or Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's got like ventilation holes, though.
Okay, I was picturing something totally different. I don't think that's a ridiculous enough hat.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, this is like something somebody would wear not sarcastically.
Right. Remember my friend I was telling you about a day or two ago who thinks he's wearing normal clothes, but then he steps out in public and everyone thinks he's in costume?
Yeah.
He would wear a hat like that. So anyway, now we got to go after Marcus now. Now that I've seen a picture of the hat, they can do better than this.
Yeah, it should be more embarrassing.
Yeah, it should be more embarrassing. But anyway, Redwood, the reason they nicknamed the hat Redwood is recently Bill Guerin was giving a motivational speech to the Pigs. And he talked about how a redwood tree can grow up to 100 or so feet tall, and its roots aren't that big, but it grabs onto other trees. And the message behind it all was be a good teammate, rely on each other. You can be however tall you want to be and reach great heights.
Well, it kind of ruins it. It's
I wonder
very
how
dramatic.
many of the boys nodded off during that little speech, but that's why they call the hat Redwood. Maybe it's to poke fun at Bill Guerin for such a cheesy speech.
I bet it is,
Yeah.
right? Randy, didn't you just do that recently? Check out the Redwoods?
I was out there this summer.
What were your thoughts? Big trees, right?
Did it inspire you?
Big trees. Oh, very inspired.
Deep roots.
That and the black bear that crossed our path while we were standing there, yes.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
was inspired to
Cool.
run at that point.
Black bears are nice.
If I had
You're not supposed to run away from bears, are you?
What's that?
You're not supposed to run away from bears, are you?
No, you're supposed to fight them.
No.
You wrestle them. So anyway, yeah, we got to talk to Marcus tomorrow and encourage him to.
Yeah, I'd like to know more of the story behind that.
Well, that's pretty much the whole story. Bill Guerin told some.
Who brought the hat?
I have
Whose
other
idea
information.
was-
I'm sorry. That
Oh,
I didn't understand what you meant. So I guess it was Heart Mental and someone else on.
Did they find it at a garage sale?
I'm getting there. I promise you I'm getting there. Bogosian and Heart Mental went out to find a hat that would appropriately embody the spirit of Bill Guerin's Redwood speech.
So they were making fun of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds like they're poking fun at it. They found this sumbitchin' hat on the internet, it sounds like. It arrived in time for the game against Vancouver. So, and Marcus, I'm sure, will tell us all of this tomorrow. From now on, whoever is the player of the game, doesn't have to be a goal scorer, could be a block shot or a big save, they're going to have to wear this hat in the locker room. Last year, they had a gimmick going, and the theme was Choose Your Hard. I don't get that. Choose Your Hard. If you were player of the game, you were given a thick chain that held a wooden sign that read hard. Okay, that's funny, but choose your hard? Maybe there's some new young people lingo that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
It says, this is just Google, difficult choices are inevitable, and you have the power to decide which set of hardships you are willing to endure.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. We'll talk to Marcus about it. But that friggin' cheesy Redwood speech, that reminds me of that effing outstanding story we heard about former Viking head coach Brad Childers. I was a chilly guy. Who's with me?
Oh,
I was too.
I liked old Brad Childers with his stupid bald head and his little glasses.
He ended up getting a reputation for weird speeches. Players would come out and talk about it.
He was very cerebral when it came to those kind of things, yeah.
Speaking of cerebral, although it might be more cerebral damage, this was former punter Chris Cluey who told us this story. Chris Warcraft, former punter. He said they're all sitting in a big team meeting one day. Childers is trying to dump some motivation on the boys. And he said, see if I can piece this together right. Oh, when Cluey and the rest of the mediocre Vikings at that time, when they sat in their chairs, they looked at their feet, and under each chair was a little box. Under each chair, under each player's chair. And Chili says to the boys, the key to victory this Sunday is right down underneath your chairs, between your feet. That's the key to our success this coming Sunday. How about everybody just bends down real quick, pick up your box, open it up, and look inside. And when they opened up the box and looked inside, there was a mirror in each of the box.
Oh, my Lord.
Telling the players that you, yes, in fact, you, are the key to victory this Sunday.
Chloe said there were so many of those, he was considering writing a book, just documenting all the strange. I've seen a couple weird homilies in my day where you're kind of confused, like, boy, that was an odd connection.
Well, I'd like to hear a homily.
Well, there was one more. It was kind of like not a fundraiser for the church, but basically saying, hey, and sorry if this is, boring. Basically saying, hey, you got to give to God first, right? And so the pastor.
I'm kind of looking for him to do a favor for me once in a while, but yeah.
The pastor took a bite out of an apple, right? And then he starts passing it around, and the point was, by like the 13th person gets this disgusting apple riddled in old people saliva.
Spit, yeah.
And it's like, see, is that what you want to give God? You got to give God the first bite. Not like the 13th, 14th, and a few of us look around this doesn't seem right. Somebody's going to walk out of here with some disease.
Someone's getting mono.
If you look real close, there's a tooth in there.
I mean, somebody's dentures got stuck.
When I was playing high school football our sophomore year, our coach gave us this longest, most over-dramatic speech about bird dogs and how loyal bird dogs are and they're great companions, and comparing it to football somehow, and it just goes on and on and on. And as sophomores, we get in the locker room, and we're all just confused, and the juniors and seniors are like, gave you the bird dog speech, didn't he? We're like, yep, we got the bird dog speech.
That was a regular for him.
Yeah, it's a go-to every year.
God. All right, so there you go. There you friggin' Timberwolves playing in New York City tonight against the Knickerbockers, 6:30 start time. There was a story going around yesterday. I'm tired of this clickbait crap. Friggin' tired of it. And, with this gig, that's all we do is scour the stupid, godless, soulless, and wildly misinformed internet for information to be used on this radio show, and I'm tired of being lured into lame stories. Sporting News was talking about some member of the Baylor Bears men's basketball team that is a doppelganger? What's the word?
Doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
A doppelganger. The spitting image. He looks strikingly like Anthony Edwards. So I said, oh, wow, a kid who looks just like it. I clicked it. He doesn't look much like Anthony Edwards at all.
I agree.
It's a slow news day.
Sorry, I blew up.
No, the clickbait thing is just over the top. My favorite one ever was when there's a headline that said, Serena Williams, all-time great tennis player, shares a unbelievably mind-blowing hydration hack.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh, well, I'd like to stay hydrated.
I'm as dry as a bone.
Yeah,
I need to find out more about this.
One of the all-time greats. I click on it, and it's just a video of her. She has a big water bottle, and she pours a bunch of ice in it, and then 3 or 4 Gatorades.
What?
No way.
Big old water bottle and 3 Gatorades inside.
That was cuts Gatorade with water.
What
wow.
a hack.
That was the hack.
That was the hack.
Between Serena Williams and what was his name? Christian Ponder. They're going to figure out that ISIS. They are.
Smells like a PR person from Gatorade pitched that story.
You were just dropped to a knee by that.
No, I called my wife at work. I was like, "Baby, don't worry about the kids right now. I know you're a teacher. But you got to hear this.
Water and Gatorade?
Thirsty? I can solve it.
And ice in the same bottle.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mind-numbing hack.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have Gatorade in a giant water bottle every day. You just got to throw some ice in there, and you're a genius.
Yeah, you didn't realize you were a hydration influencer, Nick.
Heck yeah.
F me running. Here's an interesting headline. Says here, Tom Brady cloned his dead dog and wants us all to just pretend that's completely normal.
I understand the appeal.
I was going to ask you, Ashley, your thought, because a lot of people are saying that's a little odd, a little creepy.
Oh, it is.
And I could see you being interested in such a thing.
It's appealing, but when it comes down to it, that's the only dog there. Like, there's only one of them.
Some kind of
no matter
bastard.
how you try.
I mean, if
how
you've
hard
seen,
you try.
If you've seen Pet Sematary, you know this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, and I mean, they're not going to be exactly the same.
No, the personalities are going to be different. The dogs might look alike, but their personalities are going to be completely different.
I love my dog. We all love our dogs, but I don't want some scientifically created
Zombie
bastard
dog.
version of my dead
Some
dog.
rip-off version.
Tom Brady cloned his dead dog and wants us all to just pretend that's completely normal. That's the headline from Bro Bible. And I love this opening line, too. It says, NFL fans watch him try to act like a normal human being on Fox Sports every Sunday. He's nuts. Everybody knows it. But Brady's latest quirk, take things to a higher level. According to People magazine, Brady's current dog, by the name of Junie, is a clone of his previous dog, which went by the name of Lua, that died 2 years ago. Now, here's a statement by Brady that was obviously written by a public relations team. I love my animals. They mean the world to me and my family. A few years ago, I worked with Colossal. Now, Colossal is a biosciences company that Tom is an investor in. He said, a few years ago, I worked with Colossal and leveraged their non-invasive cloning technology through a simple blood draw of our family's elderly dog before she passed.
Yeah, humans don't talk like that.
Right. The company gave my family a second chance with a clone of our beloved Junie. And he added that he's excited how Colossal and Viagen's tech together can help both families losing their beloved pets while helping to save endangered species. My God.
Well, I'm sure it's a cheap procedure, too.
I think that's the most boring
Oh, yeah.
series of words I've ever read live on the radio. Yeah. So he cloned his dog.
Well, now you know a bunch of other people are going to do that, too.
I'm sure that's his hope.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
an
he's an investor, yeah.
Leveraged their non-invasive cloning technology. Yeah, people don't say those things.
Nobody says.
Nobody said that out loud. That was a... So, we all love our dogs. Bro Bible, the author of the story, went on to say, you can't just replace the dog with the same dog. That's weird. And it is. Like Josh said, Pet Cemetery.
I mean, isn't it also, I don't remember if it said in the article how much it was, but I thought I'd heard maybe tens of thousands of dollars. Not that that obviously doesn't mean anything to him, but just for a regular person.
Somebody just texted in and said $50,000.
50
Oh,
grand.
my gosh.
So there you go. Go to a
Buy
shelter.
your own, you could buy your own breeding farm for that and breed your own dogs.
Go to a shelter.
Yeah, there's plenty of dogs that need a home.
What about that? What
totally
about
agree.
those poor dogs that I see while they sing that old song?
Sally Struthers commercial?
No, it's updated.
Yeah, the Arms of an Angel.
Arms of an Angel.
Or I don't know if that's the name of the song, but yeah, that's the one.
They always
shivering dogs.
Turn that off. I can't see it. And it makes me mad every time because, hey, look at these sad, depressing dogs. Let's make sure we take a video of them before we make them feel better. Get in there and give them hugs.
Like an old Sam Kinison joke. Don't feed him yet. Wait till we get the good shot. Don't feed him yet. Yeah. Oh, you don't like those commercials where they show some hairless dog chained to a tank or something? And,
Shaking.
Just pretend they're actors, Ashley. That's all they are.
I do. I try to pretend.
Pretend they're actors.
That's just an actor.
These are the greatest acting animals on planet Earth.
They really look like some sad animals.
Yeah.
This one's such a great actor, it lost both of its eyes in a fire.
Jeez.
Oh, my God. Hand out the Emmy Awards or whatever, the Grammys. Cloning dogs. What do you think, huh? Doesn't sound like it's anything that any of us are interested in.
No, leave him alone.
Yeah, I'd rather go get that poor, fat 13-year-old dog out the shelter.
That's one thing I've always respected you for quite a bit, Nick, is that you, when you get new dogs, you have in the past gotten dogs from the shelter or dogs that nobody else would take.
Yeah.
It's very sweet,
Well,
heartwarming.
you got to be respected for something.
Well, where do you get your dogs?
I've gotten my dogs as the two dogs that I got myself as puppies.
Like from a breeder?
No, it's actually I got both of them for free. Just like somebody's dogs had puppies, and they're like, I don't know what to do with these puppies. Take these puppies. I'm like, all right, I will. Don't have to ask me twice.
I remember back in the day when you went to the shelter and it was like $20. It's things have changed quite a bit when you get a dog or cat.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go to the shelters. I went once.
'Cause you want them all?
Yeah, I went once. It was rough. I was upset for like a week.
Back to the tool argument. It started between DeWalt and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
715 Vikings fan Jesus said he has a buddy who uses Makita tools. He likes to tuck his pecker between his legs and pees sitting down.
Oh, my.
And apparently he's equating the two. Ryobi and Milwaukee are toy brands for little babies. Makita tools are what real men and women use, says Ginger Machine Jesus.
Man, I think I need to go check the garage because I don't even know what we have.
Financial advisor Jesus, he's waiting to make an opinion
you don't
on
know
this.
what your wife has.
No, I do.
I know they're pink.
Yeah.
And they say something like Fisher Price on the side.
People get really fired up about this, man.
Oh, yeah, I love this kind of
It's
stuff.
intense.
Definitely.
Financial advisor Jesus doesn't really care. He said the winner to him is whichever batteries are compatible with the most sex toys. Sure.
Dang.
I've never heard this one. Single father Jesus. DeWalt by default, nothing good comes out of Milwaukee.
You know what I do if I need something fixed? I call somebody.
You call a guy?
Just call
Yep.
the guy.
I make a telephone call now and again. Does it mean
Yep.
anything? Does it mean anything to you folks that the Vikings stayed quiet at the NFL trade deadline?
I think that it's probably the best move for them
All right.
because they're still trying to figure out what they got, let alone try to add people to that mix. They don't seem to be. I mean, now that the quarterback is back healthy, they've got that situation. I'm a little surprised they didn't try to get maybe a veteran backup quarterback, but I think they're happy where they are. The Jets are the trading deadline yesterday was bananas if you're a Jets fan, because I actually think they did a great job. They ended up getting 3 first-round draft choices and a second-round pick for a couple of players. And for a team that's 1-7 or whatever they are, and going nowhere and trying to build, they're building it basically from the ground up. That was a great couple of moves yesterday to put them in position to get some great players.
I would have been more surprised had the Vikings actually done something, so I'm not surprised they didn't.
Right, it's not like they're a player away from being a contender.
Right. Yeah, and it's not like they have a lot of draft capital to trade people either.
True.
Draft capital.
But also they're not like, some of these teams that lost a key player and they're trying to replace them. They really don't have that situation. So,
if you don't mind, if we can go back to those television commercials where they play that old "Arms of an Angel."
Isn't it Sarah McLachlan or whatever?
Yeah.
Sings the song?
I'm going to go along with it, and they show some dog missing an ear, smoking a meth pipe on a sidewalk, shivering to death. Elevator Jesus texted in to say he makes his dogs watch those commercials so they know how good they have it.
Our dog is the type that barks at any dog on TV, and that came on once. I'm like, why are you barking at them? They got it bad enough as it is. Why are you barking at those dogs?
Making fun of them?
Bragging.
Yeah. Elevator Jesus says to his dogs, look, don't bitch because I didn't give you a treat a half hour ago. Look how some of these other sumbitches are doing. This dog's got a gang tattoo, and good Lord, this is terrible. A Serbian professional soccer coach by the name of Mladen Zizovic. The poor guy dropped dead of a heart attack on the sideline during a game.
Oh, young guy too.
He was only 44 years old. Boy, is that a first? What I mean by that is I'm trying to think of, unless I'm missing something obvious, something from our four major sports here. In the history of our four major sports, have we ever had a coach up and die on the field?
No.
I don't think so.
Not that I can think of.
Not that I can think of either.
Yeah.
I mean, DeMar Hamlin's the closest that comes to mind, right?
Well, there have been some close calls with players.
I mean, he did die on the field, right?
But I was talking,
Yeah,
you're right.
crazy.
I was specifically talking coaches just having a
that's what I'm
grabber.
saying, like the closest I could think of.
Well, here locally, I was in the press box when Jerry Kill dropped down and had a seizure on the side.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's about as close we've come to seeing a coach have a serious medical situation. Jerry's was kind of an ongoing thing too. Certainly after that. So
a couple umpires dropped dead on the ball field before. But anyway, this is terrible.
Oh, the video's tough to watch.
I didn't watch it.
The players are devastated.
They show the guy dropping dead?
I just saw the reaction video.
Oh.
I mean, maybe I'm sure there's a video out there, but
They suspended the game. They put the dude on a stretcher. They hauled him out of there. And then 10, 15 minutes, someone comes running back out to the ball field and says, yeah, the guy's dead. And then they canceled the game.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It says local media. I don't know how the media works in, where is this again? Serbia? Local media reported that Coach Zizovic's heart exploded.
Jeez.
They could have left that out.
Yeah.
My brother's so stressed out that I believe when he has his first heart attack, his heart might actually leave his chest and land in the neighboring county.
His first heart attack.
It's coming. All right, I told you there was some more baseball. It's nothing wildly exciting. Major League Baseball announced their finalists for Manager of the Year in the American League. Those fellers are John Schneider of the Blue Jays, Stephen Vogt of the Guardians, and Danny Wilson of the Seattle Mariner. In the National League, you got the ultra-hilarious Terry Francona, who is now running things with the Cincinnati Reds, Pat Murphy of the Milwaukee Brewers, and Rob Thompson of the Philadelphia Phillies. They'll announce the winner on November 11th. Anyone you're rooting for?
Kind of silly that the Dodgers manager, I mean, that's just how they just look past the team that wins the World Series, has a great year, that spends all the money. They just don't even acknowledge them. So
I'd like to see Dan Wilson win it, former golfer.
Yeah.
Former Beach Boy, too, of course. He's brothers with Brian and Dennis and who am I missing? Where's Bill, our internet guy? He knows all the Wilsons that were involved in the beat. There was Brian. There was Dennis. There was one had a little trouble with his weight.
Kevin Love's dad. What was his name?
Well, he wasn't a Wilson.
It was his uncle, too.
Carl?
Yeah.
Carl Wilson had some weight issues. Brad, you're talking about Mike Love.
Mike Love, yeah.
Yeah, who I went as Mike Love for Halloween 6 or 7 years ago, and there wasn't anybody at the party who could identify me as Mike Love.
You'd think there'd be just one guy.
No.
That would be nice work on Mike Love.
Bill was not at the party.
Bill would know.
Our internet guy Bill is the biggest Beach Boys fan that has ever lived. Brian Wilson fan, Beach Boys fan. Bill would have been able to identify me as as Mike Love. No one else could figure it out. I just kind of sat there, kind of shaking my hips, going, bow, 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 bow.
Were you Were you just a standalone Mike Love, or was it part of like a group costume? You're all the Beach Boys.
I don't get involved in group costumes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That makes it even harder to
That's
pull
probably
off.
why. Who was this guy?
Going down to the beach on a Saturday morning.
What
Got
the
all the
heck?
ladies in the vehicle. Bow, 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 bow.
What the heck made you choose that costume that
Because
year?
I also love the Beach Boys, and I think Mike Love doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Obviously not. Nobody even knew who he was.
I put on but I did the filthy late '60s Mike Love. The filthy. Remember when the Beatles and the Beach Boys just had to look completely homeless and filthy at the end of the '60s. So I went with the long red beard and long red hair and a dirty Hawaiian shirt. Not the fancy schmancy early '60s Beach Boys with their matching outfits. I went for the living under a bus Mike Love. Baseball also announced their finalists for the Cy Young Award, and they are Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox, Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros, Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. In the National League, Christopher Sanchez, Phillies, Paul Skeens, Pirates, Lucky Bastard, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the Dodgers, who we just saw do wonderful things in the World Series. Anyone? Are you rooting for anyone there?
Well, I mean, did Skeens even win 10 games?
I have no clue.
I don't think so.
I don't know if he did.
He was on such a bad team. He never got any run support.
You'd have to look up this.
Yamamoto is just, he's
remarkable.
Skeens was 10 to 10.
They vote on this before the postseason, though.
I understand that, but I just Skeens. I mean, statistically, obviously, strikeouts and ERA was phenomenal. But if he won 10 games,
he was 10 and 10. I just looked up. He was 10 and 10.
That has to be the worst record for a potential Cy Young Award winner.
His ERA was 1.97.
I know.
He doesn't have that you have an ERA like that and only have 10 wins.
Not a lot of help from his teammates.
Thank you, Tony. I feel better.
Tony Romo, how do you say his name?
Romo. Tony Romo.
Just crapped a Rolex.
I feel better.
The Atlanta Braves decided they would hire a manager with big league experience. A few other ball clubs have gone away from that ideology this offseason.
Yep.
The Braves hired Walt Weiss, who has been a bench coach there in Atlanta for many years.
Used to play for the Oakland A's, didn't he?
I hated that. I hated that.
Colorado, too.
Yeah.
When Walt Weiss and the late 80s, early 90s Oakland Athletics, I hated them with every ounce of my being. Walt is 62. He's not 33. These other clubs are hiring all these young. Yeah. I was talking about going as Mike Love for Halloween a few years ago, and Eastbound at Sundown Jesus texted in saying, Mike Love, why don't you try someone more contemporary like Glenn Miller? I'm surprised that went nowhere.
I liked it.
Sorry, I don't know who that is.
I'm surprised that went nowhere. I thought that was going to be, hey, Eastbound at Sundown Jesus, it wasn't you, and it certainly wasn't the delivery. But I thought that was going to go.
Welk?
Maybe that would have worked. Don't critique another man's joke, Brad. It's only going to make things worse. Right, Josh? Eastbound at Sundown Jesus doesn't need anybody trying to tell him how he could have told that.
Yeah, it was a solid joke.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't need improvement.
No.
Brad, you got to know your place, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Know your place.
Yeah.
Brad is jacking off.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think I am to Lawrence Welk. No.
He has his own place for that.
God, you know that
whole cabin for it.
That television show, the Lawrence Welk Show, is still on.
Is it? Where?
I'm no good at that, Brad Ryder. When I watch a show,
There's too many channels to keep.
If you put a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what channel I'm watching. But a friend of mine, whose mother I believe just turned 95, sits and watches the Lawrence Welk Show with her because she still enjoys, the old. And I recently found it too. I think it was last weekend.
To watch it on Saturday nights.
Yeah, I found it over the weekend, and they sang some uplifting song about the mountains or something.
Oh, beautiful.
It ran for 27 seasons. I'm going to start at season 1 and binge watch it.
Looks like you can watch it on PBS.
You're going to binge watch the Lawrence Welk Show? I hope you like yodeling. You're going to hear a lot of yodeling. What did you say, Josh?
Apparently you can watch it on PBS.
Yeah, that's what I was... Okay, there
Channel
you
2. Well, I guess whatever it is now on cable, but when we were growing up, it was Channel 2.
Yeah, you can still watch the stinking F me running sideways Lawrence, by God, Mean Gene, Woo, Welk Show. So there you go. All right, that ought to do it, boys. What the hell day is it today? Wednesday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Randy Shaver, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Brad, we'll have you back in the mix on Friday.
Okay.
Appreciate it very much.
Sounds good.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling take you behind the scenes of one of the greatest shows of all time.
They're Ultimate Rewatch Podcast. We're in the midst of season 7, and
Hold on. Obviously, we had a very successful television show for 10 years that was Superman based.
But we had to make everyone believe that you were Clark.
I gotta be honest, I was surprised at the end of this episode that I wasn't.
I was too.
Talkville, the Smallville Rewatch Podcast.
I'm not sure I knew when I was filming it that I was not me.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The Half-Ass Morning Show, 93X.
Oh, yeah, welcome back to the friggin' show, the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Love these big crowds. We got this and that to do before we can break dance our way out of this nightmare. You'd never lie to me, would you, Cubby?
No. I mean, unless it saved your life in some way.
Of course you wouldn't lie to me, because you're a good person. Straighter than a Grizzlies D, this guy. Give me a scenario where a lie might save my life. Now I'm intrigued.
Let's say somebody says, if you tell him the truth, we're going to kill him and his entire family. I'm being held by some bad guys out of Serbia.
God dang, yeah.
I'm kidnapped.
Yeah.
I was on a skiing trip in Serbia.
Liam Neeson's on the way to solve this problem.
They get
but
me and
until
you call,
then, yeah.
And they say, if you friggin' say a word to this guy, he's dead. In that case, I would lie to you.
Very interesting, and I would appreciate that.
But I'm a bad liar, so I'd say, what am I doing? I'm certainly not kidnapped in Serbia on a ski trip. Why do you ask?
You're not a liar. You're not any good at it.
Suck at it.
You're not any good at it. You know some liars, everybody?
Yep. Oh, definitely.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I know a couple different kinds of liars. Some good ones, and some ones that are too arrogant about it. They think they're good ones, but they're very terrible, and it's incredibly insulting at how good they think they are, despite the fact that there's not one person that believes anything they're saying.
I think you perfectly described the two types of liars that maybe we're all familiar with. There are people who can really fool you, and you find out years later, no kidding, that was BS. And there are others. Why is it that some liars can't recognize how horrible they are at it? Horrible. They treat us like we're children, like we'll believe anything. That's exactly, perfectly two different kinds of liars out there.
Does anyone here, when they're telling the truth, get overly worried that somebody's going to think you're lying?
Only you.
Yes. No, all the time.
That sounds like a Josh thing.
Right, like let's say somebody says, hey, can you do this? And I legitimately cannot. I have to fight my instinct to not run down my entire day to explain why I can't, which I know would sound like a lie. I'm giving a little too much information. So there's plenty of times where I think I'm stuck because they're going to think I'm lying, but I legitimately am unable to complete whatever task that is.
You also have that problem, Ashley? Even when you tell the truth, you worry that someone will think you're lying?
Yes. I don't know where it comes from, but yeah.
All right. How can you tell when someone's lying to you? Go ahead.
They look away.
They look away.
Yep, that's
a lack of eye contact.
Like Josh said, they add too many unnecessary details.
They get angry. They get like defensive.
Yep, that's a real good one.
They get defensive if you doubt them?
Yes.
Yep.
Or just, okay.
Or even if like you just ask a simple question about it, like you weren't doubting them, but then they get so defensive, you're like, oh, interesting.
Sure. It says here now, something or another I was reading earlier, most people like to think they can tell when someone's lying. But according to body language expert Judy James, she's a body language expert.
Judy James?
I think that's what the name is.
That's a cute name.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Sounds like a porn star, doesn't it?
Yes.
She's a body language expert. Interesting. According to Judy James, the body language expert, it's not that simple to tell when someone's lying. I think it's easier than Judy James is making it out to be. I really do think I am fairly skilled in figuring out when someone is telling me a BS story.
Do you know, have you heard the term micro expressions?
No.
Like Brad Thor, he's an author and he has a character in it who he's trained to look for micro expressions to tell if somebody's lying. He was with the Secret Service, and apparently during his time with the Secret Service, he learned how to tell that kind of
thing.
Like little things that most people wouldn't pick up on.
I wish I had a job with the Secret Service.
Yeah, me too.
Here are the top 10 signs someone might be lying. See, I think it's not that difficult. You just have to pay attention to the delivery, to the body language. Here we go. Okay. Here are the top 10 signs someone might be lying. Okay, eye direction is number one. Specifically, if a person looks to the right a lot.
Oh, I thought it was the left. Huh.
Well, this is Judy James, the body language expert now.
Don't argue with her, Ashley.
You don't want to start a war with this woman.
No.
Somebody texted in and said, ask the cop listeners how to tell if someone's lying.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe some of the cops, or we've got an investigator, she's out there, maybe she can tell us.
Feel free to text, always.
CFH bass player Jesus said, if someone says, yeah, that's the ticket, there's a good chance they're lying.
Was that a John Lovitz
Yeah,
bit?
John Lovitz.
Way back in the day.
Oh, man, that's good.
All right, so we start with eye direction. Apparently, if a person looks to the right a lot, it means they're making stuff up. If they're looking to the left, they're trying to remember. Maybe don't take this, as 100% accurate, but that's according to the deep research by body language expert Judy Jones. Josh, where do I look when I'm trying to remember or trying to think?
My genitalia. Constantly. You look right at my penis.
I look straight up in the air. I do it a lot. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Oh, I've noticed that, certainly.
Yeah. When I'm trying to remember something or trying to listen, I look straight up in the air. I don't know why, but I believe that it helps me. Long pauses are the sign of a liar.
Boy, I don't know about that.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a while for things to just start churning in my head.
I disagree with that.
I question this one as well.
Because, there's just certain people, like my wife and I are very different in the way we communicate, where if we disagree on something, I like to solve it immediately and move on, and she likes to really think about stuff. So sometimes you'll say something, and it'll take her a while to respond because she wants to use the right words.
I think we should eliminate that one.
Yeah,
long pauses doesn't necessarily mean you're lying. It means but I like this one. A liar may ask you to repeat your question to buy time. Have you ever had a three-way? Well, let me think about that. Huh.
Yeah, that one, it's funny because...
That brings up a great memory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was like a ridiculous sex situation that involved a three-way, and we were talking about it, and has this ever happened to anybody here? And the person's like, God, I think so.
Yeah.
And it's something that you would remember the barometric pressure of the day. You would remember every single detail of.
One of the craziest sexual conquests imaginable. And we asked an individual, you ever been dialed into something like that? Yeah, I think so. What do you mean you friggin' think so?
You would know.
No,
Yeah,
the answer is no.
Yeah, that is not something a person would forget.
Until the day that they die. Voice changes. Listen for a higher pitch. Or
The squeaky voice.
Squeaky voice, a higher pitch, or a breathless tone. This is caused by stress, and it may mean that someone is lying to your face. Fidgeting. Fidget around with your hands.
I want to throw that one out, too. I'm just a natural fidgeter.
Well, you said that while scratching your eyebrows.
I did.
So I don't think you were telling the truth. And now you're rubbing your eye. Do you ever tell the truth around here?
So, and somebody else is in the same boat as me. They say they're just socially awkward and do all those suspicious things. Yeah, I find myself doing that too. And then I'm conscious of it, and it makes it even worse.
Yeah, sounds like a bunch of liars to me, Cubby.
Happy Cop, almost retired Jesus, said that if the person you're talking to is someone you're discussing crime or some sort of issue or a traffic issue, and they're moving their lips, they're lying. Yeah, that's the thing about cops. Even the good people, I've always heard cops say, even the good people lie to us constantly. You know, just things like, you know how fast you're going? Wow, I think I was going the speed limit. Oh, you know what the speed limit is? Oh, yeah, I was on the sign back there. Just never quite telling the truth.
If their lips are moving, if their jaw is jacking,
yep,
they're lying.
They're lying to the cops.
Some liars have a poker face. They remain completely still while lying to avoid giving anything away. Eye dancing is another sign of a liar. If their eyes are all over the room, it can be a sign of panic.
Disagree with that, too. I mean, our boss, he's gotten a lot better. You know, he kind of jokes about it, that the crap we've given him for not being able to make eye contact has improved. You know, and he has improved significantly. But he was kind of an eye dancer for a while, and he's an honest dude.
Well, honestly, one of the worst I've ever seen.
But wouldn't you say I mean, I don't even notice it anymore. I think he's really dialed it in.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better at it.
The first time I met him in person, I called Josh afterwards, and I said, I think this guy might hate me. Like, he was looking for somebody better to talk to, it seemed like the whole time when we were sitting there having coffee. And you explained to me, no, that's just kind of his thing.
Yeah, I just say, I'm like, don't take it that way at all. He's that's something he's known for.
Eye dancing. I'd never heard that said out loud before. Overcompensation can be a sign of a liar. A liar might puff up and act overly confident when trying to get away with something. Signs like crossed arms over their chest when telling their story. According to what we're reading this morning, could be the sign of a liar. Crossed arms over their chest. A forced lifeless smile. It's like a lifeless smile. It's like a doll's smile. And too many filler words. If every sentence starts with or you know, they might be lying. The dead giveaway for me, like I said earlier, I think I'm pretty good at this. The dead giveaway for me is when someone starts their story with a laugh. You know, isn't it true that you once beat Mike Tyson in a boxing match, right? You ask somebody about some tall story that you heard. And if they go, oh, yeah, I assume they're lying every effing time, and I think I'm right.
Does anybody else have this type of liar in their life where they repeat stories as if they happened to them?
Oh, dude, I got a couple of great stories about people who told a story about themselves that wasn't actually about themselves.
Right, and sometimes the person that it happened to is in the conversation.
Yes.
Oh, I've done that on accident, though. Like,
on accident, she says.
Here with you guys, I've stopped myself because about a sentence into, like, I'm like, oh, one of my buddies, you know, I think they did this or that. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, that was you. Sorry.
Well, so you weren't telling the story about yourself.
No, I said.
You mistook who told you the story.
Yeah, I hate when I do that.
Oh, dude, this is one of the funniest days of my life here in this miserable business. Years ago, I was on air with a dude, and our intern was this uncomfortable young high school kid. Back when we used to have lots of uncomfortable young high school kids in the building interning one way or the other. And this high school kid, our intern, he hadn't really experienced anything. at that point in his life. He hadn't drank, smoked, never been with a girl. All day long, he would hear me and my on-air partner at the time tell these wild stories. We were much older, you know. And then one day, the young kid, we're trading wild sex stories, and the young kid said, I should go back. My on-air partner told a story once about how he was in the back seat of a Cutlass, and he was receiving oral from a girl, and the girl vomited all over him. Okay? Funny story.
Yeah.
Fast forward 8 months or something, 6, 7, 8 months, and we're again trading these sex stories, and the young intern kid says, yeah, man, one night I was in the back of this Cutlass with this girl, and she started to, go down on me, and she vomited all over me. It was crazy. And my on-air partner says, dude, that happened to me. It's a story I told about 6 months ago. And the intern goes, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry, you guys tell these great stories every day, and I'm trying to keep up, and I can't.
I just want to fit in.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Just want to be one of the guys.
It's one of those deals. I calm down now. It's okay.
I thought of one other type of liar. I know someone who lies so often that they've convinced themselves that it happened, despite the fact that other people were there or are very familiar with the situation and it never happened. Mm-hmm. That person's tough to deal with because they so believe this lie they've told for so long, you can't convince them otherwise.
Is that a George Costanza line where he says something's not a lie if you believe it yourself so much?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he had some line. I'm butchering, of course, but he says, if you tell yourself a lie over and over again, you start to believe it. It's no longer a lie.
There's a tiny bit of logic to that when you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh, what you're describing is a crazy person.
Oh, yeah.
That's a level of insanity where you really, truly believe these absolute nonsense stories. That's a sign of someone who's gone off the deep end.
Yep.
And I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Are you writing down
I think
a name?
I know too.
Sorry, that's a bad toss. Yeah, it's
the note you wrote says, that's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple other people who we're familiar with that have that problem. I think they're so mentally shot that they believe these fantasies were reality. It's a thing. Pretty soon we got to go. Unless you want to keep rolling.
I'm cool with whatever you guys want to do.
Who votes for shutting her down at 9? Aye.
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 All right, Josh, we're shutting it down in 7 minutes.
Okay.
You want a solo broadcast?
Sure. I don't know if Lindsay would get upset.
Here's the deal. We're going to roll here shortly. Appreciate you listening. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm excited for my wife today. I talked to her on the telephone while we were playing commercials and whatnot. And some of you might be saying, well, what are you so excited about, for Christ's sake? I'll tell you. Talk to my wife. She's on her way out to our old friend's place, Josh. She's on her way out to Loose Line Trail, Loose Line Orchard. Terry Train, formerly of the KQ morning program. Terry and her family run this wonderful Loose Line Orchard out in Watertown, Delano, one of the two, Watertown. And the apple orchard and corn mazes and everything.
It's awesome.
You can kiss your sweetie on the kissing log. Mm-hmm. Josh, you ever been kissed on the log?
No, never once.
So my wife's going out there today to pick up a gift basket from Loose Line Orchard and Terry that we can use in our silent auction this Sunday at our Calling for a Cure bingo game Sunday. Thank you for everyone who bought a ticket. So I'm talking to Terry last night, and I said, what time would it be cool for my wife to come out to the orchard tomorrow and pick up that gift basket to be auctioned off? And Terry said, well, how about 9:30? Because, we can meet at 9:30 because at 10 a.m., Terry says, a vet is coming to the orchard to do a pregnancy test on one of their horses. And so then Terry said, if my wife is interested, once she swings out there, she can stick around and be a spectator to a veterinarian doing a pregnancy test on a horse.
I hope this horse is in a committed relationship because we all know how your your wife feels about horses in this case.
That's true. I forgot all about it. So I guess today my wife gets to witness a professional veterinarian execute a horse pregnancy test.
I wonder how you go about that. Do they pee on a stick?
Yeah, good question.
We were trying to figure it out last night. We looked up some things online. Sure, I think you can just reach on up there and see if you feel yourself a baby horse.
Oh, yeah. That's
I
not
don't,
fun, though.
Oh, there's a rectal palpitation. That's the one I'd go for.
There's rectal palpitations. You can put a little sonogram thing right on the horse's belly.
There's a blood test.
See a little baby horse in there? That is sweet.
A little baby horse face.
I bet that's scary, actually.
We'll find out. I don't know if I'd want to be on the front lines of a horse pregnancy test, but we'll find out all about it.
Nick or Ashley, have you guys ever watched the show Silicon Valley?
Yes.
Never saw it.
Do you remember the scene with the horse breeders and how aggressively they were having sex?
Oh, yeah.
That was disturbing.
The horses were, or
yes.
the breeders?
Not the breeders. No,
the horses. They're trying to, a stallion get somebody pregnant, and oh man, why do they feel the need to show that in such detail?
Yeah, I guess I've never seen that, and I'm fine with that.
Minnesota Moses texted in to say, let me get this straight, your wife is going to a horse gender reveal party? Yeah, I suppose you could look at it that way. I don't know.
I'm jealous.
Would you like to see
well,
that?
You can go.
Yeah.
I mean, why not go?
I guess you got to be there by 10. Anyway.
That'd be impressive if I could get there by 10.
Yeah.
I'm leaving now.
I don't know if that's something I could, depending on exactly what happens, I don't know if that's something I could.
I don't want to be involved in the birth, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to see the rectal palpitation, but I can watch a blood test or maybe they ask the horse a series of questions.
651 to 715, Jesus says, all horses appear to be pregnant. Yeah, they do. They do.
They do kind of have that look.
So, I don't know.
I bet she didn't, when she reached out to Terry about this, I don't think she imagined that this would be the route that her day would take.
That she'd be invited to such a thing?
Yeah.
No, none of us saw it approach her.
And, honestly, if somebody asks you to do that, if you don't want to, just, no, I'm good. I'd feel bad turning that down.
I would also feel bad turning it down because it's such a unique opportunity.
Yeah, and Terry seemed kind of excited about it if she's going to give her the invitation.
There you go.
Maybe your wife can take a video for us.
Or certainly she'd be an expert now. She could tell us how they check.
If someone's got to put an arm up there, I'm not watching that video.
Can elbow deep?
Not watching that video. Appreciate it, everybody. We got to go.
Before we go, though, happy birthday to Iowegian Jesus and have a happy Rusev Day.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.